last time as best as I can remember. You guys had fallen down into the sunken temple. The oozing temple, actually, I should say. But it was kind of sunken. It was underground. It was filling up with water. Yeah. Where you met your new pal, Glabagool. The little sentient gelatinous ooze over there. While there, two of you met an untimely demise. By both triggering pit traps and falling into black oozes. It was very tragic, and it was a very sad situation. But I laughed, because it was also very stupid. I'm sorry for laughing. Usually characters dying should not be a laughable offense, but it was just so ridiculous I had to. But you guys still managed to make it out with some assistance. Jim Jar said he would remain behind and get out his own way. You have no idea what that means, but he didn't come out the same way you guys did. Which was a very tricky situation. But you did meet up with two new friends, Athnar and Draco, and you still have that red dragon egg with you. Now, unfortunately, while you were hanging around the edge of the darkened lake, a bit of madness slept through and claimed Kurt. Kurt became incredibly paranoid, and while you guys wandered into a side passage and started fighting things in there, one of you accidentally hurt Kurt, and he decided that you were a threat, attacked you, and so did Glabagool, because Glabagool is Kurt's friend. The situation nearly destroyed all of you, but eventually you managed to tie Kurt up, talk Glabagool down, and are now having a short rest. Meanwhile, I am going somewhere else. Hello!
Hello!
So, the two of you.
The odd couple.
Yes. A bugbear and whatever you are. I am not sure how much you've told your new bugbear companion.
I have not told the bugbear Dick.
Alright.
Tiny person.
Yes, so, bugbear, at some point, you wandered away from your assignments in the north, found your way into the Underdark, and while getting lost for possibly weeks, and just barely managing to keep yourself alive on whatever you could find and kill down here, you encountered a very strange woman. Shuttle, would you like to describe yourself, since bugbear is pretty obvious of what bugbear looks like? Does anybody knows what a bugbear looks like?
Evil kind of knows what I look like a little bit.
But I don't, the audience doesn't, so... Well.
Oh, sorry, my bad. We're streaming. Apologies. Forgot.
We don't have an audience at the moment, but who knows when people do watch this on YouTube, so...
Yeah, sorry. So she's 6 foot tall, always hooded, always keeping her face in shadow. You can see the bottom part of just her chin and possibly a little bit of her mouth. Glowing white eyes, always in the shadow. Her skin looks pale olive. She's covered in black studded leather armor. Many straps and buckles cover different areas of it. The only part of her body that you can see are her forearms, and you can see that there's scarring up and down them. Tall black leather boots with buckles on them as well. 2 holsters strapped to each leg with a hand crossbow in each, and a curled up leather whip.
Alright. So, you've actually been traveling now for several days. You haven't, encountered too much problems. You've managed to forage for some mushrooms and a few smaller cave beasts that have been no problem for you. You've learned about the rather dangerous things that occasionally drop from the ceilings, such as dark mantles and these other little things whose names are currently forgetting what they're called. They're like stalactite sort of creatures that occasionally fall from the ceilings. So you've actually learned to avoid them over time. Now, please roll me a perception check.
Don't worry. That's a +2. Oh, hey. Hey, we're just as perceptive as each other.
Alright, so Evil, as you're walking around, as you guys are walking around, you Oh, we do have a visitor. Aspire to Right 13, welcome!
Hello.
Hi, Aspire.
Yeah. So as you guys are walking along, you're starting to hear the sounds of the water, which is the darkened lake down here underground. Oh, we have another one. Drag Dread, welcome. See, we do have an audience.
Hooray.
It's all a Fluffy's crew.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Hey, Drag.
Anyway, you've been hearing water now for a little bit, and have basically been following on that. You're not entirely evil. You haven't really been sure where to go, but Amut seems to have some sort of sense as to direction. And you've been, just kind of following her lead on this. Now, Evil, as you guys are walking along, you hear another sound coming from the passage up ahead. You just hear somebody that seems to be muttering and a little bit of splashes of water.
Me here. People. Me here.
Nope. Don't run in this time, then.
Let's help.
Quietly. Be on your guard.
Quiet. Okay. I try to sneak with disadvantage.
Amonette will do that as well.
How?
Nice.
Oh!
Holy crap! Well, the oddest twins in history, but you're both are completely silent. As you come up, you come into a passageway, which there is a wall basically to your left, which is basically west. Let's say you're heading north, and to the east now, or your right, everything just kind of drops away, and you're looking at a lot of water. Now, as you come along this bend, you see a small, squat figure, which you believe is some kind of deep gnome, just kind of standing there with their back to you, kind of wringing their clothing out. It looks like they have just been swimming.
Seems like an odd place to take a dip.
But why?
You don't know what's in that water. It's very dumb.
Water.
Yes, water. Oh my. She will... She's just gonna stay and observe. She's not gonna approach.
What languages do you two speak?
Abyssal, Celestial, Common.
Goblin, Common, and Orc.
Alright. Yeah, he's muttering in a language neither of you recognize. He's just kind of muttering, wringing out his clothing. He pulls out a pouch full, what sounds like it's full of coins, and starts rustling it. He opens it up, looks inside, shakes his head, dumps out a little water. One of the coins just kind of falls out, and he ties it up before reaching down to grab it.
Friend.
You can go make a friend. I'm staying right here.
I go make friend.
She
start-
will go for it. No, go for it.
I was gonna say he's gonna start kind of approaching.
Yeah, at your approach, the little deep gnome just kind of turns around and gazes up at you. And again, he says something in a language you don't understand. But you can clearly tell now it's a male.
Hello, me Sir Lancelot.
And he bites his bottom lip for a moment and then switches over to common and says, "Oh, wow, you're really big! Yeah. Don't think I've seen one quite as big as you now, haven't I? Huh.
Me big, you small.
Kind of caught me by surprise there." And he's kind of looking up at you as if he's wondering if you're going to eat him or something like that. Or, of course, you can always roll an insight to see if that's really what he's on his mind. But,
She's gonna, in the shadows, she's gonna have an arrow conjured and locked and loaded at the...
Alright. So, what...
Hello, friend.
Hi. Well, you want to be a friend? That's good. That means you're probably not gonna try to eat me. Good. So who are you?
Me, Sir Lancelot.
Oh,
Knight.
good. A knight. Yeah. I could use a knight right now. Yeah, a knight would be great. Well, I'm Jim Jar. Nice to meet you, Sir Lancelot.
Jam Jur.
Jim Jar. No, Jim Jar.
Jim Jar.
Jim Jar. He kind of starts knuckling the coin back and forth that he picked up from off the ground. So, I've never seen one like you down here. And you're clearly not from around here, since you're speaking common and not undercommon. Well, are you lost? You need a guide?
Me was on mission. Now I had to find sun. Sun disappear from sky. He just looks up.
Yeah, I think that sun thing is above. Well, it's not really the sky up there. It's just more of like a ceiling of sorts. Well, I'm kind of on a mission too. I've got some people I separated out from. Not entirely sure where they went. I thought they were going to be right up here, but apparently they. Well, I told them not to wait. I told them I'd meet them somewhere. Well, I don't. Wandering alone is not safe.
No, it's not. It's quite dumb.
Who are you?
She'll walk out from the shadows.
Friend.
Yes, friend.
Hi, friend. I'm Jim Jar.
Jim Jar, Amonette. And she'll, bow her head.
You are a friend. Your name's not friend. You're I don't think I can pronounce that right. Amonette, is that right?
Amonette.
Amonette. Okay. Got it.
Amulet.
What did you say?
He said amulet.
She just kind of just shakes her head and just deeply sighs.
So,
Yeah.
Big guy, and well, you're pretty big too. Yeah, everybody's bigger than me. You're like twice my height. Yeah, he's about 3 feet tall, but he looks pretty dense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's basically you've probably seen kobolds. The bugbear, for example, has definitely seen kobolds before because kobolds are well known in the kingdom he comes from. Kobolds are routinely this size or smaller, but they are very thin compared to a gnome. This gnome looks like he is kind of stocky, like most deep gnomes, but he's also only about 3 feet tall, so he's like half the size.
She'll snap her finger, and then the arrow will go away, and she'll put away the crossbow.
Say, that's a neat trick there. Yeah. How'd you get that?
It was a gift.
Uh-huh. That's good. It's a pretty good gift. Pretty cool. Yeah. Say, you wouldn't mind helping me either find my friends or come to the destination we're supposed to all meet up at? There's some other friends there too. We kind of got separated a while back. At least I hope they made it there. It's always possible they got lost or got eaten. He lets out a dramatic sigh.
A knight always helps.
Oh, good. Always used to still have a knight. Yes.
I don't mind coming along either.
All right. Good. All right. So, let's see how to find them. He closes his eyes. He stops twirling that coin that he was playing with, and just kind of hold it to his lips for a moment. Let's see. Give me a minute, he says. Now that you're here to watch my back, I can. I think I can do something. He just kind of squats down for a moment, holds the coin to his lips, and just seems to be concentrating on something. What do you
think he likes coin?
It's almost like he's about to relieve himself. What is he doing?
Me no know. Me watch area.
Yes. I'll do the same.
Yeah, let's keep
She'll
an eye
just
out for any danger.
keep an eye out.
Alright, roll perception checks, please.
That's appropriate.
Oh, you rolled an insight. What were you trying to insight on him?
Oh, insight was a while ago, just to see, to make sure that he wasn't trying to lead Sir Lancelot astray, like he wasn't just somebody in the tunnels.
I didn't actually see
Yeah,
the
it was a
insight
while
thing,
ago.
because you didn't say that you wanted to do insight. You just kind of rolled it, and I didn't notice the screen because I was looking at something else. I looked at my notes a lot when I'm over here, so I don't actually.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's not an interrupt. If you need to insight something, say you need to insight something. I won't notice otherwise.
Okay, DM, sorry.
No, not a problem. It's also because I'm looking at my notes instead of looking at the screen. But anyway.
Fair enough.
That's fine. No, I got it. That's my bad.
Alright. Going forward, we understand that. Good. So, your kind of watch seems to go uneventful. You don't notice anything, and eventually he stands up, pulls up in his sack of coins, and just tosses the errant gold coin back in there, and closes it back up, and grins at you guys. He says, "Hey, thanks for watching my back. I think I know where to find him. Do you want to follow me to them? They're pretty nice. I think there's some new friends, maybe. It's a long story. Two of them died last place we looked, and I think someone else might have been helping them get out. But, yeah, again, long story.
Let's go quietly.
Alright, roll stealth checks.
Hey, 10.
And I'll bring you back into that room in just a minute. Hello, guys.
Hello.
So, your short rest has ended. Kurt is still there. Roll perception checks.
Hey, Chris, guess what?
What?
I got headphones!
Excellent.
I see nothing. If
I
I'm to believe
What?
their stealth rolls.
Alright. So, Char, you definitely hear something, and Kurt, as you guys are sitting there, you hear movement coming from south back towards the Dark Lake.
As I hear the movement,
Yeah.
I'm probably just...
Very heavy footfalls, but as you start listening and hearing these footfalls, you also hear a very familiar voice saying, "Yeah, I think they're just up ahead." And suddenly, you see Jim Jar, who's still a bit wet, showing up inside the corridors. He waves,
It's Jim Jar, the traitor.
"Traitor," and behind him is a massive bugbear.
Wait, hold on. When did Jim Jar portray us?
Never, he's just mad, remember?
Sir
Quiet,
Lancelot,
betrayers.
As you come around the corner, Sir Lancelot, as you come along the corner, Sir Lancelot, as you come around the corner, you see a couple of weird rock-like bodies laying around the floor, and a large kind of shimmery cube with eyes in it. A man wearing green forest, stuff. I forget exactly what Charles was. A clericy type, a drow, and a dwarf who is currently tied up on the floor, who Jim Jar appears to be eyeing with surprise.
I look at...
Hello.
Don't trust these people.
Don't mind Kurt. He's currently going through a...
They attacked me up.
He's currently going through a bit of a... I guess paranoia at the moment.
They tried to kill me.
You see the drow just step a stone, and the stone says, "Aren't you a bunch of lovely people?"
I'm going to... This is what you do? Using the insight, the one... No, not the... one that was telling them that don't mind Kurt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Char.
Char, okay. Yeah, okay.
Not lying.
Now, Kurt and and Sharp, because you rolled such a high perception, whoever's typing, I can hear you.
You can hear me? You still hear that?
Yes, sadly.
Mhm.
It's very loud.
Oh, bitch. Alright.
Now, Kurt and Sharp, it's because of you rolled such a high perception check, you also notice that there's a third figure standing right behind Sir Lancelot, and Amat, for the second time today, you may describe your character.
So being around the tunnel, the first thing that you would see is out of the shadows a pair of glowing white eyes, figure hooded, black leather armor, buckles and straps pretty much from head to toe, boots that go up probably to her knee, and 2 holsters attached to both legs, hood up, and just keeping a very distant watch.
So, Ginger at this point looks back at Sir Lancelot and says, "Well, Kurt here," and he gestures towards the tied-up dwarf. "I imagine that he's really going through a rough patch. He's usually not this paranoid." And then he points over towards Char. "He's pretty respectable. He's from this. Oh, he's from the same place I think you're from, Sir Lancelot. If I recognize your accent, you talk a lot like him. And Amon over there talks a lot like, well, I guess they're dead now, so it doesn't really matter." So, yeah, Char, do you know this guy? He points over towards Sir Lancelot.
Hmm.
I think he's from your homeland. The accent he has is a bit like yours.
He's Sir Lancelot.
Char, roll a history check. You do not know who he is, but he does sound like he has a Zillidian accent.
Well, it's always a pleasure to say another Zillian down here.
Oh. You on mission too?
Yeah.
Roll a nature check.
Couldn't be Arcana?
Yeah, we can roll Arcana check. I'm gonna have an endless problems pronouncing your name, so I'm very sorry. Yeah, you look over there and you notice that there is a gelatinous cube standing very close to everybody else.
She snaps her fingers, arrow appears, locks a crossbow, and points
Whoa,
it at
what?
the cube.
As soon as I see this, I'm like, what is your friend doing?
Ginger looks around towards the note and says, "Hey, everybody's friends here, no need for that."
That is cube. She'll walk out of the shadows.
Oh,
The cube's friendly!
Oh, that's just clavicle.
Ah, it's an assassin!
The cube in question
when-
moves closer to towards Kurt. And you can see at this point that there are 2 eyes floating in the middle of it that don't appear to be dissolving. And they blink.
Ednor will look at Glabagul and say in a mommy voice, "Please behave."
Clavicle looks back at Ethnar, and there's a voice that all of you hear in your heads, saying, "But it's a new person to meet." And they appear to be
Brr.
pointing something at me. Is it a toy? Was it a game?
Voice in my
With
head.
her-
Glabagul, I will advise not to get too close to our new friend with the pointy objects just yet.
With her Arcana roll being so decent, she would probably notice that there was something off about this cube.
Yeah, that
To be
cubes do not speak. Cubes are not sentient.
Yeah.
Cubes barely qualify as a living thing.
So she doesn't seem phased at all about the voice in the head. She just kind of like cocks her head to the side and you can kind of see the eyes shift. What have you done to that thing?
We've done nothing. We
It-
found it that way.
haven't you guys met any word slimes yet?
Hmm.
Looks at Sir Lancelot. No.
One.
No. One.
He points to the cube.
She just kind of like face palms and like nods. Yes, one. We more ran into mushrooms and things that hang from the ceiling and swoop down from above.
Oh, yeah.
we just met those. They weren't funny.
No,
Yeah.
quite dangerous, really.
They weren't exactly that thing.
Well, you're alive. That's a good sign. Others, not so lucky.
Mm,
We were lucky, though.
me am knight. No luck in need.
Little luck always goes a long way.
So, what brings you guys down to this not so fun place? In general,
Yeah,
the
mission.
Underdark.
Forget what mission was. Find new mission. Find sun. Sun disappear from sky.
Yes, this one seems to be after the sun. I'm not quite sure why. Very, very much wants to find it again.
No sun make dark.
Darkness can be friendly. I'm down here hunting. Just hunting.
Good to know.
So, guys, Jim Jar pipes up. I kind of, asked them for some assistance. I imagine I should probably, pay you guys now. And he pulls out his gold pouch and starts rifling through again. Since I imagine that you've got your mission, we've got our friends to meet up with and all that, and I don't know if we're going to the same place or anything like that, but, I probably owe you some money at the very least.
I mean, I won't say no to coin.
He will extract 5 gold coins from his coin purse and hand them over to you. There we go. Have some money. Answer is yes to person who just messaged me.
I'm worried.
Everybody can roll perception checks to find out who's doing what.
I kind of want to go double check
I'm worried.
Kurt's knots. I'm gonna go double check
No,
Kurt's knots.
that's metagame knowledge. No doing that.
No, Kurt is standing next to Glavagul. He's putting his hands in Glavagul and Rope is dying. So yeah,
Hey, how did you know that?
because Atnar is smart. Okay.
Bastard!
He also rolled an 18 perception, so there's that.
Yeah, he didn't roll sleight of hand, and Kurt didn't roll sleight of hand.
Oh, I weren't asked, so I didn't know what to roll.
Sorry, my bad. I should have said that. My bad. You can roll a sleight of hand check now, and I can tell people not to.
If you roll higher, I will ignore that you're dissolving your cords and are going to chop my head off.
No.
Okay, I can see you.
I want to see that Kurt is attempting to put his bonds into Glabagul.
I look at Glavagul. I say no.
Oh,
Kurt is bad right now.
Glabagul takes it.
You're not gonna
Backs himself.
enable him.
You named it?
The cube speaks to everybody.
Yeah,
and says,
the
they didn't name me. I named me.
Exactly.
I named me too.
I said Kurt. Did you mean I named the dwarf?
Wait, you named Dwarf?
No.
Kurt.
Can I get, real quick, can people describe what their characters look like so I can know what I'm looking at?
Alright, Kurt Colbeard, a dwarf with a very bushy beard. He looks kind of filthy. He's got a lot of dirt on him and he's wearing a dirty chainmail just hanging together. He looks like he's an outdoor person.
Okay.
Afnar is a drow. He has short hair, and he's wearing these pretty fancy clothes over like a leather protection device. And he has this strap on his arm where there seems to be some stones embedded in. And as you saw last time, he double tapped it and it said something.
Mm-hmm.
Char is a human who is practically covered in all sorts of green.
You can come up.
He has a club. And that's pretty much all you really interested.
You're cutting out, Rick. What he has a
Am
what?
He has a club.
Oh, club. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to see about him.
Is that everyone?
Waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Do. Okay. I am Draco Illumi. I'm a 6'3" cleric with brown hair, white skin. No, brown eyes, white skin, black hair. I am wearing I'm wearing chainmail with the sign of Bahamut on the front, and I'm kind of like scarred up, but not too much, I guess.
I mean, your clothes are very clean. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is,
yeah, they are.
is
Yeah.
Draco a human?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I don't think that the drow described itself.
I did.
Short hair.
Yes,
Short
I'm
white
sure
hair,
it's not
fancy
Paylor,
clothes.
shut up.
As gems and stuff.
Stones, just
Oh,
boring
stone?
stones.
Okay.
Just boring gray stones.
Rolling
wrote
Stones.
gems.
Got
Yeah.
I'm not that rich, okay? Not yet.
it.
Not yet.
Anyway. So Jim Jar kind of looks over at his normal companions and takes a glance at Kurt and lets out his little sigh and says, "Okay, guys. So we're heading to Neverlake Grove, right? Right? We're going there."
For now we are, unless there are other cave collapses. So, hopefully.
So
We stay out of the cave.
yeah. So that's where we're meeting up with the others. Okay, good. And he immediately turns back to look towards Sir Lancelot and Amuant, whose name I can never pronounce. Okay, so yeah, we're headed to this place called the Neverlake Grove. I don't know where you guys are headed, but if you're not headed anywhere in that direction, well, thank you very much for assisting me in this, and good luck on your travels.
Mm,
Neverlake Grove is going back up, so I would presume it's towards the sun.
Sun!
Well,
I feel-
Jim Jar looks back at the others. Well, I think it's just where we said we'd meet the others. And then, Amuant, what do you say?
I feel like my quarry is in that way as well.
Oh, good. How fortuitous. Excellent. Good. What are the odds in that? Should have put it back. Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Next time.
That's just suspiciously convenient.
Kurt, calm down.
How,
No need
how
to
dwarf walk?
start chanking.
Dwarf tied up.
Yes, why is he tied up, by the way?
I told you,
Because he tried to kill everyone.
they attacked me.
Or is it just these two new
Look.
people that I haven't met before? Jim Jar kind of extends a hand towards the drow and the human and says, "Hey, I'm Jim Jar. I don't think we actually got introduced. You're the guys up top, right? The ones that were finding the arrow back?
Yeah,
Excellent. You really helped my friends here. They were able to get out because of you guys."
no problem. But I'm sure they'll pay me back. Unless this one kills me and I point at Kurt.
Can I spit at his? Can I spit at his shoe?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Well, you see, Kurt usually isn't like this. I'm guessing some kind of into his brain. Oh well. He'll be fine eventually, I imagine.
I'm not mad, you're all mad.
Amanette's gonna want to do an Arcana check to see if she can figure out what happened to him.
Sure.
12.
Well, the only thing that makes sense is that there's some random fields of madness here in the Underdark right now. It's apparently been getting worse lately.
Oh, great.
We can help lift Tide Dwarf.
Yeah, Jimjar looks over at the turtle's like, yeah, the bugbear guy here can. Well, the big guy here. He doesn't say bugbear because he wouldn't know what that was. The big guy here could probably carry him.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Carry
Yeah,
on.
sounds like a good
I'm
idea.
fine with it.
Sir Lancelot, protect tiny Tide Dwarf.
Sure.
You're going to eat me later, I'm sure of it.
Kurt, if
Eat vegan.
anyone here is gonna eat anybody, it's you.
Yeah.
Say that. I'm gonna pick him up.
Amanette's gonna go, while this is going on, she's going over to check out the cube.
The cube's eyes just kind of blink inside there. And here in your head, hello.
She'll reach out a hand and she'll just, like, touch it slightly.
Make a Constitution saving throw. The very touch of its skin begins to burn whatever gloves you might be wearing. It's not
She'll
really
reach
skin,
back.
It's just ectoplasm.
Some things don't change. And she'll take a step back and lean against the wall. And she'll just twirl an arrow in between her fingers and just watch the group.
Come on, Cart. I lift you now.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, let's get going before it doesn't get dark here. Before whatever's behind us comes find us.
Okay, Anthem.
Lyra, let go. Lyra, let go. Sorry, my cat's deciding to be nippy.
Cat.
She's objecting to me actually putting my hand on my desk when she wanted to lie down. Anyway, so, what is your marching order? Who's going to be in front? Who's going to be in back? Who's going to be making the survival check to determine your direction? And what travel pace are you going at? I don't think you can go fast right now because of the
I
burden.
would presume normal.
Oh,
we
and
also
because
have
of the
this
cube.
weird-
Yeah, the cube also affects your speed. You can't go fast because of him. But you can, like, stealth at slow, or you can go at normal.
I think
Normal seems good. I mean,
probably
being
be-
here for longer isn't good.
Toward the front, probably not actually in the front.
Amanette's gonna be towards the back.
I'll be square in the middle because maybe a step away from Kurt.
Who's like over my shoulder.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself. I'll use my last slot.
All right. So, person in the lead, please roll a perception and survival check.
yeah, I'll be perception, survival.
Perception is very nice. It has his survival.
I guess I'm gonna be in the middle too.
So, trudging along at a normal pace, you don't encounter anything strange. You don't wander into any weird tunnels, and eventually you come just to a stopping point when you guys are getting tired. So that would take you about 8 hours. Who's going to set up for watch?
I'll.
I mean, Amanette can take a shift if she needs.
Yeah, I'll take the first and the last shift because I have like the Alvin resting.
All right.
I can't stand. I can't do it because I need rest.
Amanette could go.
Take second or first or whatever is needed.
Yeah, whatever's needed, she can do too.
Maybe put it in.
All right.
'Cause I got my ass whipped the last session.
We'll say it.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Alright, so, folks on watch, roll perception checks.
1 or 2, because I'm doing 2 watches.
And that'll be two perception checks.
They're the same.
It's always fun. So you go on watch, and then you get to take your rest. And in between that, Sir Lancelot sits up, and Jim Jar comes over and joins him on watch. So, he says softly, how long have you and her been traveling together?
Time hard without sun. Week 2.
Loyal, can you put yourself on mute,
Alright.
please?
Yeah, sorry, I keep on forgetting. My bad.
Thank you. Maybe 2. Huh, okay. And how did you lose track of the sun, may I ask?
I was walking, and sun just vanished.
You walked into a tunnel and didn't turn around. Alright?
What? I don't under.
Ginger just kind of snickers a bit. Well, it happens. So,
Hmm.
then he kind of looks over towards Ymyet. Maybe I should talk to her a bit. You stay here, you keep on watch. And he kind of wanders over towards her. So, what exactly brings you down here?
Does one need a reason to hunt evil?
Oh, no, I suppose not. Yeah, so things have gone really bad lately here in the Underdark. I mean, demons. We even saw a Demigorgon a while back. Oh, that was frightening. Good old big, huge Demigorgon. 2 heads, lots of tentacles. Came right out of the Darkened Lake. Wow,
She,
lots
like,
of echo
narrowed
there,
her
Shuttle.
eyes at that. Hello?
I'm echoing badly on your end. There we go. Longer echoing. Good. Yeah, lots of demons. See, some of us were captured by drow slavers a while back, and when we were escaping, a bunch of littler demons, these like flying things, came through and started fighting each other and fighting the drow, and yeah, it was scary. And then there were some oozes that were acting wrong, and yeah, then we eventually met up with this guy here. He points over towards Glabagul. Yeah, but that one's friendly. That one's not trying to eat us.
Describe these demons for me.
Well, see, there are these like bird like these things. Actually, he wouldn't know birds. Sorry. There were these things with like dark black and. I'm hearing echoes again. I think it's coming from evil. Sorry. There's these things like black and purple inky feathers and beaks and hands and wings, and these taloned feet. They didn't smell too good. Although Kurt over there actually carved some up for food. I don't really want to eat that. No. Then there was these like bug-like ones, and they looked scary too. Yeah, big long noses, but they were big enough to like stab you with them and stuff.
She's going to call Hunter's Bane, and she's gonna do an intellect check to see if she knows what what the Jim Jar's talking
Alright.
about. With 15.
Yeah, you think that the description of the flying thing might be, or the flying bird-like thing might be a rock, and that the other one might be something I have a hard time pronouncing as well. A chasme, or chasm, or I cannot pronounce.
Jasmine.
I am terrible with pronouncing that.
It's all good. The only reason why I know is I've seen one recently.
Oh, fun times.
That's fine. I'm sure this is nothing wrong.
Well, she'll nod her head. I've come across those before.
Yeah, they're not friendly, are they?
No, they literally suck the life out of you Beyond healing power.
Yeah, that'd be very bad. Very bad. And he kind of like taps his chest. Yeah. I really don't want that to happen. I really hope you don't run into any of those. And he starts shifting his eyes back and forth, and he looks up at the ceiling, and he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with you. You seem to know what you're doing."
I suddenly snore really loud in the dark.
I'm surprised these ones aren't dead yet. Not very quiet.
Well, some of these people are new. I've just most of the people I traveled with have either gone out ahead or have died. Like 3 of the people I knew from that prison died. No. Sorry, not 3. No. 6, I think it is. Yes. Because there was first Shushar. He died in Superdoop, and when Demigorgon struck, I think he's dead. We haven't seen him since. And then there was that drow that we were traveling with. He was murdered, but it turned out he was murdered by the Diro we were traveling with, and we had to kill the Diro. That was tragic. And then that guy Duncan died. He was killed by a giant spider, and then Boris died, and another guy I just met died, and yeah. It's not been a good time.
They're the lucky ones.
Yeah, maybe. They could be. Anyway, yeah, I really hope you get to Neverlight Grove alive. That'd be great.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And she'll just nod.
Alright.
And watch the shadows.
So that, my friends, is a long rest.
Woo! Yeah.
Yay. So what? Now it's only 11 hours left of my madness.
Let's see. You had 8 hours of travel and then 8 hours of sleep. So that makes it 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. Get in.
The 3 hours are off, and then you like another man.
I mean, now I have a no. No, I don't, because sleep only lasts for a minute.
And I am going to need a quick break. Sorry about this. Be right back, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
Quick
evening.
question: does Amulet use a torch for light, or can she see in the dark?
She can see in the dark.
As can Sir Lancelot, because bugbears.
Because reasons.
Could I just ask if it's, visible what Sir Lancelot is using as a weapon?
He's got 2 weapons. One on his back looks like it might be a covered halberd, and one is definitely a lance that's slightly dented.
I was guessing that.
And he also has a knight helmet on his head that's kind of like battered and broken.
Oh,
It definitely does not fit his head.
Am I hearing this correctly that you are in fact a bugbear?
8 foot tall.
How the hell did you pull that off?
Well, you see what I'm-
First of all, how did you become sentient as a wild bugbear and became a warrior?
Bugbear is
Yeah.
actually a player class.
There's
Player
something.
race, yeah.
From Volo's
It's
guide,
in Follow's guide, just like kobolds and goblins.
I did
And
not know
minotaurs.
I
And
didn't know
minotaurs.
bugbears were,
Oh, Volo's guide is actually compatible with the character master now.
Bugbears
is?
are a
Oh,
subrace
it is.
of hobgoblins and such.
And the Mordekainens.
It's not a owlbear; it's a bugbear. There's a difference. I don't know.
I
Maybe
still had to
one's
do a
looking
lot of
for-
manual entry on mine.
Yeah, I just picked Drow because it's easy.
Yeah, bugbears normally look somewhere similar to this, if I'm correct. Yeah. View image, copy image. We'll just put it on like this because it's appropriate.
He might not be the smartest cookie in the jar, but he is there.
Hey, he's got a 14 intelligence.
Oh,
And I'm back.
Oh, did we just find out that the bugbear outsmarts most of us?
Doesn't outsmart me.
we're not telling him that.
Doesn't outsmart me.
Anyway. So, you guys have woken back up. You guys are all still alive. Kurt's still tied up and a bit crazy. He's still very paranoid. Glavigal really doesn't sleep and has just kind of been hovering there. But he's not very much of a good lookout anyway. Or it isn't. But,
I have a quick question.
sure.
Do Void Domain clerics get blessed?
I don't see why not.
Look at your cleric spell
But I also
list.
don't know clerics, so...
No, because there's a world modifier here, a flat attack modifier that has bliss on it.
Oh,
That's-
you
that's-
mean your thingy that you get from being a whatever it is. It's a +10 to hit something, right? Is that what you mean?
No, it's a 1d4.
Yeah, that's a spell.
Yeah.
You should get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, this is a spell. You can prep it. I don't know if they get it automatically, but I don't think.
Domain spells you get automatically.
I just don't know if it's
I
just
do
made
believe-
for war.
I mean, he can change his spells now because he's a cleric.
Yeah.
Sadly, I know nothing about clerics, so I have no advice to give.
I know.
Oh,
I was zoning out. I play a cleric. What? Sorry. I was zoning out completely.
The one person who can help us.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking about squirrels.
Lies.
I think my page glitched, and I had a global attack modifier, and already had bless and 1d4 up there, and I just didn't know if War Domain's got bless as a global attack modifier.
No, that's something you do when someone casts bless on you.
Yeah.
So
you
say
just,
someone
yeah,
calls, yeah.
You just cast a spell and then they roll the 1d4.
Okay, so
Well,
that
that's
means
what you
another.
mean, okay.
Okay, so another cleric is in the group, and yeah.
You can also cast
Yeah,
bless
just-
on yourself, so...
Yeah.
You can cast bless on 4 people, I think, but you should
3 at first.
detoggle the. Yeah, you should detoggle the global attack modifier though.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
bugged
that's
out
my
on mine
advice.
too. Because I loaded all the spells up on there for cleric, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why is there a title on this?"
I'm just gonna get rid of it because it's starting to piss me off.
Alright, guys. Since it's a new day for your characters, we will have survival and perception checks once again from Char.
Let's hope for. Like,
Alright, so after about 3 hours. These checks were only for Char since he's leading the party.
Oh, whoops.
Everyone else, that's his noise. So after 3 hours, Kurt finally comes back to himself, no longer feeling paranoid, but still tied up.
I'll be right back.
feeling paranoid, but tied up.
On a bugbear's shoulders, it's fine. It's just really hairy.
He's just gonna stay quiet, just thinking, well, if they keep carrying me, I don't have to walk.
And thankfully, Sir Lancelot is well used to the smell of you. He's not offended in the least. He's a bugbear.
I'll just go, I feel a little less paranoid, but, I might still be dangerous, so, just carry on.
While we're walking along, like, each day, can Aminette just, like, check out for different things she can grab samples of?
Alright. Roll a
Can-
survival check, please.
Can I, while we're walking, cast a magic mouth on my arrows as a ritual?
No, you're gonna have to be stopped to do that.
Ah, okay. I'll do it during the next long rest.
I can't believe magical mouth. I love it.
I have to.
Alright. So, you guys don't run into much of anything that day, either. It's been pretty quiet so far, which is good. Jim Jar even seems a bit happy about that. The only problem is that you are currently running low on food. Char, you can provide good berry and water, correct?
No, I've not chosen.
What?
I've not chosen. We have good berries in there.
Okay, so we're going to... What was that?
Oh,
No, I thought it was your cat, to be honest.
That's not good. Lots of noise.
There it is again.
Yeah, someone didn't bother to mute themselves before leaving. Anyway, and apparently a cat has found it.
I thought it was Loya sleeping.
That could be it too. It's happened before. Anyway, anyway, so we're gonna need somebody to forage for the group to make sure there's food.
No.
Hello.
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 Hello?
Hello.
Hello, we
Hello.
can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Why, hello there.
We good now?
I don't.
Doesn't
I don't
sound
I don't
like
think that's.
Anyway,
No.
still hearing typing and others. Anyway, where were we?
Alright,
Foraging.
So who's gonna take on the task of foraging for everybody?
Do I spot anything interesting from the back of the
You're
person?
still tied up.
Do I spot anything? I mean,
Well,
my
you can-
eyes aren't tied up.
Well, you can roll a perception check.
Alright. What do my dwarven eyes see?
Well, you see some edible mushrooms. You see what looks to be some kind of it's not a spider sack, but it's something wrapped up in a bunch of little insect or maybe arachnid eggs that are all bundled together in some kind of silk that you could probably feed from.
So it's
There-
kind of like an. Okay, sorry.
There is a little mouse that you spot that appears to be foraging as well. That's edible.
I'm just trying to shake myself off. Going, I see dinner. I see dinner.
You're still tied up.
Let me go.
Chair.
Does,
What
does,
do I do?
does anybody untie Kurt?
I'm just gonna have my club at the ready and it's like, alright, untie him.
Okay.
If he tries anything, I'll knock him out.
I untie him while kind of holding him in the air.
You see Kurt.
My legs are going.
Right, you basically see Kurt doing the bicycle thing in the air.
Slowly set him down.
Speed off towards the mushrooms and the already caught
Hominins.
spider prey.
Hominid's probably going to be over there with you, gathering some as well. She'll help.
I just pounce on the mouths and just lick up some mushrooms.
Just pounce on the mouth.
Pounce on the mouths.
Jim Jar, meanwhile, begins to start a fire for you guys. All right, some food. Good. We got our chef back. Finally, the chef is untied. We can actually eat tonight. Excellent.
He cooks?
He's the chef. Yes, of course he cooks.
Of course I cook.
I thought his name was Kurt.
Ethanol raises an eyebrow.
He's probably the best cook I've ever seen, to be honest.
I brought spices.
Amanette will give Kurt some of the mushrooms that her and Lancelot found prior to them arriving at the party, and donate them to the fund for feeding.
Perfect. Mushroom and insect stew.
Sounds good.
Yes, we'll have some nilhogg noses. Maybe I'll throw in some pygmywort, but also some mud of the other one that...
No, Jim Bear says no pygmy wort. We don't want to turn small.
But they taste good.
It might taste good, but unless you have some big word to character it, we probably want to keep that for later if we
But
need
I
it.
have that too. Dessert.
Oh, I have that as well. And she kind of like opens up her bag.
no.
Like, I just found some of this too. Bigwort, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's a good supply of those. They're very tasty.
If we ever find anything along the way that's super perishable, I have a little something, and she'll tap like a pouch on her side that can keep things fresh. Sample.
Ooh, Jim Jar grins over at Kurt. You hear that? We could have kept some of that meat fresh. It's no longer good. You don't still carry that meat around, are you?
Meat stays good longer than you think. Just because it's a little
but you-
green doesn't matter.
I bet you it'll make you sick. 5 gold, it'll make you sick.
I don't have any meat left.
Thought you had some.
Well, we already ate it.
Ah, good.
We didn't get sick. You owe me gold.
No. This is for any meat that you still had on you. You don't have any meat on you, therefore the bet is null.
I have this though, and I'm gonna take out the red dragon egg.
I thought we were gonna eat that. I thought we were gonna hatch it.
What is that?
Oh, it's a red dragon egg.
Kurt, we are not cooking that.
You keep saying this, but you know, don't
There's a
you-
gleam in Altmar's eyes as he
Can't you-
sees that.
Just a red dragon egg.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
it's just a
heavy.
red dragon egg. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Have you ever thought
Yeah.
how a dragon egg tastes?
we are not cooking it, Kurt.
I
That's
mean,
final.
no, I'm
Jim Jar looks
worried
over
about
at Kurt and
what's
says,
in
"What?
there.
Why don't you just put it up against the fire? Huh?
Oh yeah, true. It likes to stay warm.
What if we
Coach it,
ate
but-
the dragon egg and gained its power?
No, that's bad.
But
Don't
I
think
want
that's
to
how
be
it
an
works.
egg.
I casually draw my warhammer and get ready to smash some heads.
Everybody roll perception check.
Oh boy.
We getting ambushed. Yeah,
I'm cooking.
it's okay.
Oh,
Kurt
red
is
one.
completely preoccupied with making his meal. He's got like the spider egg, the egg sacs and the mushrooms and everything going on in the fire. Sir Lancelot and Char. While everybody else is kind of looking around or arguing with Kurt about this and that, you guys are drawn towards looking at the egg. It appears to be wiggling a bit back and forth.
Yay! I
Egg
just
wiggle.
say, I just say yeah. No contest.
Egg wiggle.
Excited about something? You really like insect stew?
No, the eggs wiggle.
Yeah, the eggs wiggling. Can't you
She'll
see
look
it?
down.
Oh.
She'll look down at the egg.
This is okay.
It's nature. Beautiful.
No, it's an egg.
Yeah,
It's a red dragon.
yeah. It's beautiful till we end up burning crispy.
If we let it grow, we could use it to start campfires. And then, once it's bigger, we have it for meat.
Fair point. Amanette will just kind of like nod her head and be like,
I push through the crowd and I pull out my amulet of Bahamut. This under Bahamut's Bahamut's blessing, I shall.
I pushed the wrong stone. Damn
No,
it.
but that's an awesome response, though!
Yes, yes.
That
you're
is such a
putting-
fitting response!
I love the idea of you hitting the wrong stone every now and then. Like, ah, shit, didn't mean to say that. Draco?
So the dragon egg is like wiggling back and forth at this point. Boink, boink,
I kneel
boink,
down
boink,
and
boink, boink.
Char's gonna take a lot more interest in the egg now. He wants it to grow.
Draco will kneel down in front of it and hold up his insignia and like start blessing his birth.
Bink, 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 bink. What blessing would you like to say?
I hold my holy symbol over it, and I hold my other hand up as great Bahamut. Thank you for this blessing of your child into this world. May he come into this world strong and kind and resilient, with not hating us and not trying to kill us.
Weren't you Bahamut, though?
I said Bahamut.
No, I mean Baylor.
I
No,
swear
I'm
to
I
God,
don't.
I'm gonna kick you in the dick.
Be careful, or I might just feed you your jiggly friend.
Roll,
Press that you can't.
roll a persuasion check.
Persuade.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
I got a
Just-
plus 2 in that, so yeah.
Oh.
Hey!
The mighty Bahamut blesses me and this child, his gentle child, about to be born.
Bink,
You
bink.
can make a religion out of this.
I am also an acolyte, so you know.
So,
Just watching the egg now, waiting.
so a tiny piece of shell tumbles down off of it, and you can see a small yellow glowing eye inside, peering back out at you.
I lean down and I go, oh, look at you, push, push, oh.
Snorts slightly and starts nosing at the eggshell. And soon a talon emerges, trying to pull at the eggshell.
Atnor is gonna go stand next to the egg.
While all this is happening and Char's watch, just gonna pull out Duncan and just casually pull it out, so practically so Duncan can watch.
Amanette's gonna
Does-
snap her
ha-
fingers and have an arrow.
I forget. How does Athnar know that that there's a spirit in there?
Atnor doesn't.
Char does because
Oh, that's right. Char. Sorry, Char does. My
Char heard it.
my bad. I was mishearing names.
So I'm just gonna watch the egg.
All right.
But I'm getting real close to it, real close to the egg, like pulling at the shell slowly. So it thinks he's doing it, but I'm actually helping him, and so he can embed on me as its caretaker.
Where's the egg? Is it right here?
It's kind of right in the middle of you guys. Yeah.
I'm just looming over Draco.
As its head pops out, Amulet is just gonna crossbow it in the face. I can feel it happening. We're gonna be fine. I'm gonna start playing a soothing tune for the newborn dragon on my pan flute. It's pretty good. It's okay.
Neat. Jimjar says as the eggshells fall away, and what's currently the size of a very large cat of a dragon is now there before you, covered in the eggshells. It's pure red in color with a little tuft of a tail. A little tuft at the end of its tail. It's a little more black and all that, and it peers around with yellow eyes, kind of looking at all of you and looking back up at Draco.
I pull out some rations and I break it up in pieces and lay it out in front of him, or her, or whatever she is.
It's a young enough dragon that you probably can't tell anyway. It doesn't usually, they don't grow necessarily in sexual maturity right away.
Oh.
In terms of
Well,
gender.
I break it up and put it out in front of the dragon.
So the dragon, sniffs at your hand, sniffs down at the rations, and begins lapping them up.
I smile. Like, huh. Well, at least we know how to eat rations.
Oh, I can cook something better for it.
Please do. The dragon seems hungry.
Oh, it is a newborn, Ginger points out.
Well, true. He's a growing boy. As I reach down and I try to pet its head like with 2 fingers.
Well,
And
the
I-
dragon seems to accept that. Makes a little churring noise. I'm still hearing a lot of typing noise, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Tiny
Maybe
man has
switch
tiny
to
pet.
push to talk.
I have bad memory, and if I put it on butcher talk, I'm likely to forget.
Unfortunately, I have ADHD, and every time I hear him typing, I have a hard time focusing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's why I'm just muting myself. But
It looks
Yeah,
pretty angry for a baby dragon, though.
Yeah, I'll try to find a better picture.
No, that fits.
That fits, because it's gonna eat us in like 3 days, I'm pretty sure.
Kitty.
Once the stew of insects and mushrooms is finished, I'm gonna feed it.
Ginger kind of looks at that food and says, "Hey, isn't that for us?"
Shh, it's a newborn.
Amanette's just gonna kind of kneel down. She's not loading her crossbow, but she's just playing with her arrow in between her fingers, and watching this interact.
Yeah, as Charles watched, gonna say, "Look at that, Duncan. Isn't that beautiful?"
Duncan?
And if you look over, you just see him holding up the flint.
He's holding up what?
A flint.
Flint.
Very sharp piece of flint.
Oh yeah, Duncan. Are you still there?
Are you talking to a...
Silence! I'm talking to a friend.
She just kind of like, her eyes go wide, you can see under the hood, and then she just kind of like laughs a little bit.
Ginger kind of moves over and goes over towards Emmett and kind of whispers over to her. Says, "See, Duncan was this guy, and he was killed by a giant spider, and that flint was his favorite possession. And they seem to think that his spirit's in there."
Duncan! Duncan!
She's going to, at this point, she's gonna do Hunter's Bane again for undead in that piece of flint. So,
and yes, you definitely feel I feel a spirit in there.
her eyes go wide.
Welcome to the party. We have a sentient ooze, a spirit in a flint, a newborn red dragon.
Yeah, welcome.
Mm.
There's a lot of stuff.
This is not what I bargained for.
At this point, she'll just kind of like lower her head and like under her breath, she'll be like, "You guide me, mistress. Why I'm here, I do not know. But I trust you." And she'll just chuckle to herself and like shake her head.
I'm just gonna look over at where she's standing, point at a rock beneath her feet, and don't step on Brian! Hold on.
And she jumps up. She jumps up and moves. Yep, that's what happens.
I think at this point they're joking with you.
Yeah.
Whenever she,
Ryan seems pretty real to me.
whenever she jumps up, she'll put her hand on one of her shoulders and look up into just the darkness, and just like she's acknowledging something she not.
Hello, little one.
What would I know of dragon nature being, metallic and chromatic differences.
Roll an Arcana check.
Not much.
You just know that dragons are pretty flamey, though sometimes they have like ice breath or poison
Lizards
breath.
with wings, got it.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that red dragons breathe fire. That's about it.
The red dragons are the spicy dragons.
I would like to try to pet the dragon.
Roll an animal handling check.
Hey, he's proficient in that.
Yeah, and since you're from Zaladin originally, and in Zaladin they actually do raise dragons and ride on them. Usually brass or bronze young ones, and then when they get older, they're considered sentient beings at that point. But you know enough that you actually get advantage on that, so it's actually a 19, and you bring down and pet the little dragon gently, and the little dragon starts cooing towards you and licking your fingers.
He is tiny.
I like stroke like the back of his neck and like down to his back.
Animal handling check.
You will not take my dragon from me, you bastard.
Nope. That's
The dragon seems to be quite pleased with all this attention, and swishes its little tail, and makes cooing noises. It's actually quite adorable.
I might not know much about dragons, but I don't think you can keep a dragon as a pet.
Watch me.
Yeah, I'm watching.
He shall be Draco Jr.
What?
Draco.
That's a bad name. How about Brian?
Can we do that?
Amanette's gonna walk over to Athnar at this point.
Can we pass a soul into the dragon?
Oh, hey.
So what's with those? And she'll point at his arm.
So basically, whenever I meet people, I find that there are certain sentences I need to use way too often. So instead of putting the effort into telling them, I just made these stones so I can be lazy.
Do you have a stone
So,
for explaining why you have stones?
No, this is me
Because I
talking
reckon you
about-
have to explain that part.
FAQ section.
Yeah, that's my next project. So, for instance, when someone is doing something they totally shouldn't be doing, I have this one, and it just says like facepalm. And then I also have this one. This one is probably my favorite.
She chuckles to herself.
And then I have this one as well. This one I apparently need to use way too often. I only used that one like 5 times last time we were in trouble. So you know this happens too often.
She'll just put a hand on his shoulder and just say, "I feel like we're gonna get along," and just give like a double tap.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. By the way, do you have too many arrows by any chance? Or do you just have like crossbow arrows?
She'll hand it out. I mean, these won't do you any.
Yeah.
Because she'll hand you the arrow, and as soon as you take it from her, it turns to shadow and disappears.
Okay.
They're meant for me. And me alone.
Thanks anyway, I guess. It's
Sorry.
cool.
Sorry.
I want to learn that. Where did you learn that?
Yeah, this is not something that I would wish on anybody. And she'll just kind of get very the mood immediately changes from that of like trying to make a friend to like, why are you asking that?
Anyway, I also have this stone. This one also happens to be heavily used. Anyway, I'm gonna go do some things. Bye. Don't shoot me.
She'll just kind of like just give a little wave and then look back at the dragon.
Dragon just kind of looks up at you. Alright, so...
Wait, at who?
At her. Because she was looking down at it.
Oh, okay. Is he finished with his food?
Yes, I was trying to ask, what else would you guys like to do before you rest?
I would like to pick the dragon up and put him on my shoulder.
Alright, it's still currently small enough for you to do that.
I reach down, I scoop him up at the front legs, and then I scoop up his back legs, and I slowly hoist him up on my shoulder.
Alright. Dragon just kind of nestles in there.
You know, when that thing grows up, that's gonna be a real bad habit for it to have. You're gonna get squashed.
Probably.
Jim Dark kind of snickers at that. Yeah.
But for now, it's okay, because he's a baby.
So, we setting up camp here, or are we going to look for like a more secluded area? I don't know. Are we just in a tunnel?
Well, we've been in a tunnel for a while now. Yeah. See, the fires means that we're already camping here. It's unlikely anybody's gonna come, and if they do, we can hear them echoing for some time.
Okay.
And, you know, there's only two directions to watch.
And we also have a baby dragon.
Yeah, that's nothing to worry about. It's definitely not when we get to the city.
With the party of the baby dragon.
Yeah. Efnor is gonna go sit in a corner, and he's gonna ritual cast Magic Mouth a bunch of times.
Kurt is going to get over here and gonna beckon over Glabagal and chat for him for a while. Just mindless talk, answering probably stupid questions from Glabagal.
Alright. What about the rest of you?
Turner's just gonna sit where he is right now and have the Duncan stone, just as he slowly drifts to sleep.
So, as long as it looks stoic. He's like making a pose.
Amanette's gonna use the embers of the fire and just do just heat up some of the stuff that she found and run some tests and just do her thing.
Oh, cool. So you found nose and bigwort, correct?
Yeah, and a variety of mushrooms, she said.
Well, the other ones are ones you recognize as edible, but the
Okay.
Nilhog's nose. Roll a. Oof, I'm gonna go with straight intelligence check.
Okay.
All right. So you determine that that this small mushroom grants any creature that eats it advantage on wisdom checks based on smell for 1d4 hours. However, the creature suffers disadvantage on saving throws against effects based on smell. I.e., things that knock you out because of their stench would put you at disadvantage.
Okay, so that would be like what, like constitution checks and stuff?
No, perception checks, actually. Well,
okay.
Perception check and then constitution saving throw.
Okay, yeah, I was asking about the second. Okay, cool. And
The
big
other
wart.
one, the big wart, roll a second intelligence check, please.
Okay.
Alright. You are kind of confused a little bit by its results. It appears that when somebody eats this, they grow substantially bigger.
She'll kind of hold the vial up and just be like, this is fascinating. And she'll cap what she found, and she'll put it in the bag of holding and keep it fresh.
Extremely useful. Alright. Has anyone else got anything they wish to do tonight?
Mm,
I would like to
yeah.
rock the dragon to sleep.
Alright. Roll a performance check. No. And as you try to maneuver the dragon in order to rock it to sleep, you accidentally drop the dragon on the feet, back on the floor. It makes a squealing noise and immediately tries to climb up Sir Lancelot.
Will you keep it down, please?
I have a newborn.
Stop dropping it on the floor.
Yeah.
Just because you were raised that way.
Amunet
Okay,
will
I keep myself
shoot an
okay.
eye at Kurt and just kind of chuckle a bit.
I wasn't raised that way, but I'm new at this. I haven't really had a family before, so just I stand up and I go to retrieve the baby dragon, and I start like using a sweet voice, like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
The dragon is currently attempting to cling to Sir Lancelot's side, having been climbing up him like a cat.
He's not gonna stop it. He's just gonna just stand there. I don't really think he honestly notices.
I try to peel his claws off and rub the side of his head and I try to coax him off back into my.
It snaps at you as you attempt to draw it off.
I kind of jerk back and I go to get some
What's
food
your AC?
from the 18.
Alright.
Ooh.
Yes, I am a dodgy cleric. But I kind of like snap back and I sigh and I try to get some food for it and an apology and look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm new. I'm sorry, and I try to.
I think you completely froze out there. I can't hear anything.
Hello.
I can hear him.
I can hear him now.
I can hear you now.
I can hear him.
All right. Did you hear anything I said?
I don't think so. You kind of wandered off and I couldn't hear you anymore.
I tried to feed it again with a broken up ration, like a little chunk of it, and I keep apologizing.
Roll,
and,
roll animal handling check.
Already did 19.
Yeah, you shouldn't be rolling things without me telling you to, because I won't notice. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Dragon starts sniffing over at your food, and just snaps it up, but still continues to cling to Sir Lancelot.
I look heartbroken, and I rub the side of his head and look at the owlbear and say, "Just take care of him." And I go
He's
to
a
sit back
bugbear.
down on the wall. Well, bugbear, sorry. And I go to sit back down.
Very
and,
different creature.
Heartbroken.
Anybody else do anything?
Nah, I'm just trancing and cussing.
If you
Yeah.
leave me now, you take the biggest part of me.
And I'm gonna ritual cast silence.
Oh boy. How long
Oh,
does silence
I'm gonna-
last for?
I'm just gonna cast it on myself so that I don't have to worry
Again,
about it.
how long does silence last for?
10.
Alright. So who's on first watch?
Who's on first?
I guess I'll do it this time since I'm fully healed.
Alright.
I'll take third and fourth.
Alright. Who's on second?
Amunet can. She'll take two.
Alright.
What's on second?
perception rolls.
Yep, roll perception roll, starting with the first person on watch.
Oops, sorry.
My mind is not on focus because I'm heartbroken about my pet dragon.
Alright, next, the third person on watch.
Okay. I mean, I'm third and fourth, so let's hope nothing shows up on my watch.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be doing something.
I mean, I'm ritual casting. I'm not paying attention. If something comes, they'll handle it. I'll just run away.
Alright. Yeah, nothing seems to trouble you throughout the night, or, what you believe to be night, the equivalent thereof. And another day has come to a close on your journey. So, from this point on, we're going... Oh, crap. Loyal wandered away from his computer and left the thing on.
No, I'm here.
Because I'm echoing very badly. Please mute yourselves.
Oh yeah, I see why. So give me a second. All right, try now.
Testing. Nope.
Nope, you're not echoing, or nope, you're still
I'm
echoing.
still echoing.
Ah. How about that?
Testing. Alright, that's better. Let's see. Where was I? Alright, so you reached another day in your journey. And from this point on, we're going to just do a how many days until something might happen sort of check. So, person in lead, which is Char.
Yep.
Roll me a 1d8.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yay!
Oh no.
Could either be really good or really bad. I'm gonna go with really bad.
Knowing Riz really bad.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I'll just run away.
It's
Don't worry,
the it's fine button. Just keep hitting
Don't-
it over and over again.
Don't worry, one of us is gonna get mad.
Is it more oozes I can befriend? Hey!
Alrighty then.
Hey.
So, as you guys make your trek through the Underdark, you eventually encounter what appears to be a underground stream. Now, this underground stream is a nice little waterway about 25 feet wide that's cutting across your path. In fact, thankfully here, there appears to be a very well-tended bridge made of zirconwood. And there it seems to be fresh water that will allow you to drink from it. Now, at this bridge is what appears to be some kind of dark grayish-skinned orc. Now, he is wearing kind of this gold-tinted armor. He's got really big tusks and black hair, and he's just kind of gazing out at you guys, all by himself.
Orc.
What is thy quest? What is thy name? What is thy favorite color? No one's seen that movie? Okay.
Yeah, we have. It's just... that's not what's going on here. And the orc seems to be looking you guys up and down, tilts his chin back, and says, Ah, greetings, surface dwellers.
Hello,
You are
Helen Wilmette.
traveling quite deeply into the Underdark at such a time.
What's the Underdark?
What was specific about this time?
Ah, that would be the increase of demons as of late.
Yeah.
They stole the sun.
So,
It's
Yes,
cozy.
of course.
we can usually deal with problem.
Can we?
Oh,
That's why I
Eminette
said
will step
usually.
up from the back.
excellent.
Seen demons lately?
Ah, I have seen my fair share lately of various kinds of demons. Mostly dretches and the occasional, quasit. Those are annoying little buggers.
Hopefully not the Demigorgon.
Oh, no. I've not seen the Demigorgon.
Wait. You guys saw the Demigorgon?
Oh, yeah, we saw Demigorgon rising up from the Darkened Lake a while back. Grimdark pipes up.
He destroyed an entire fish village.
Did we forget to tell you that?
What's a Demigorgon?
Huge, 2 heads, demon lord, mad, completely mad. Yeah. Wants to eat everything. Meanwhile,
Bad.
the orc-like creature is just kind of staring everybody over, and is looking over at the deep gnome and looking back at the rest of you. Is this true? The Demigorgon is here in the Underdark.
Yes.
And I must go and warn some of my colleagues. It is a pleasure to meet you, and my name is Blurg if you should ever meet another of my colleagues. And with that, he actually vanishes.
Yes. Vanishes.
Wait,
Yep,
vanishes?
yep, he just vanished.
Do I see any thief candy stuff around?
Roll a perception check.
I blinked. What happened?
Jim Jar looks
blinked as
over
well.
at you and says, "Oh, he vanished. I don't know where he went. I don't think he's invisible, though." I know you don't see
Curtis-
anything, Ethnar.
Curtis, looking over at the Deuce, the red dragon, and I just go, yeah, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen down here.
I have a question.
Sure.
No, in character.
Yeah.
Demigorgon. Explain.
Rather not.
Hmm,
I thought I
I'd rather
told you
you
about
do.
that, Jim Jar says. Didn't I?
Yeah, you said that they came across them. I'm more curious about what happened.
Well, they destroyed a village of Kuatoa. We kind of fled on this boat that we stole, or maybe we were promised it. I forget the details. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of us. A lot more here than were in there. It was just, of the people here, it's just Kurt and me, and the rest are either dead or separated off or wandered off on their own somewhere. Yeah, it's kind of scary. These weird manta ray things that Kurt seemed to like eating came up out of the water and attacked us at one point. We made it all the way to Gauntlgrim.
Where did the Demigorgon go off to?
Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
We just kind of ran from it, and
No,
Fair.
it's quite big, so if we stick to smaller tunnels, we won't run into it, probably.
I'm also
maybe.
big.
yeah.
You're-
No.
It's bigger.
It would make you look like me. Yeah, you look tiny compared to it.
She will put a hand on Sir Lancelot, much bigger.
Yeah, I want to say 20
Me
feet
totes.
tall, maybe.
Me biggest thing I know.
See, this guy, 2 heads, and he'd be all the way up to the ceiling up there. See, like, I think that's a 20-foot ceiling. Yeah.
One of his arms was just a tentacle.
Yeah. Big long tentacle. Yep. And the fish people were trying to worship him, and he kind of killed them all.
She's just like standing there and she's just like slowly nodding her head.
I would like to meet this Denny.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I'm not sure you should give a nickname to a demon lord.
That is what his name you said.
Demigorgon.
Gorgon.
I think they were calling it Lemigorgon? Something like that? Lemigorgon? Oh, I don't remember. They were fish people.
Let's call him Lenny.
Whatever you say, Cart.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, are we gonna keep going? That bridge looks safe. Yeah.
In that case, we call this guy Jar Jar.
What? No!
No, his name is
terrible
Germ Jar.
My name is Jim Jar.
Oh, Germ Jar, yes.
Jim Jar.
That is what I said.
He face palms.
Amunet will come up to Sir Lancelot and just put a hand on his shoulder and be like, I do as well. And just keep on.
Alright.
I'm gonna. You said it was a well kept care of bridge.
Yes.
I'm just still gonna check the river beneath it because the stream rather.
Perception
deep?
check, please.
Nice.
It looks about 8 feet down and full of crystal clear water that looks yummy to drink. You don't even see mushrooms or fish swimming in it. You just see crystal clear water.
This is good water. I'm gonna refill my water skins. I recommend you do the same. I'm just gonna go down and drink.
Amunet will nod and follow down and fill up her water skin and her
Okay.
test vials too. Get some fresh water.
Same.
Fresh water is always
yeah.
nice.
Efnor's gonna stick a finger in it and stick that finger in his mouth and see if there's any bad juju that happens.
Roll Constitution saving throw.
Before I waste my water skin with cursed water or something.
It tastes fine to you.
Sure,
Tastes great actually. Nice and cold and
Sure, I'll fill
Minerally,
up my
maybe?
water skin. Yeah, I'll fill up my
Clear
water
water,
skin in
good.
that case.
Alright, I'm back.
Alrighty.
I can't remember the last time we've had fresh water. This is nice.
It is fresh water, but we don't know. Maybe someone was pissing in the stream upriver. You never know.
She just kind of nods.
There's always something pissing in the water, but this is the cleanest water I've ever seen. Jim Jar just kind of puts a hand down and starts drinking from it.
I look upstream. Does it look like you follow the stream?
No, it kind of cuts back into. Okay, basically, you're in an opening of a passageway where the stream cuts through. You're on a bridge. Both directions where the water's coming from is now sheer wall, basically. It cuts through, but there's no way to walk along the sides.
It's just eroded.
Exactly.
Alright. Well, this was a nice stop.
Yes.
Kind of need this.
Very.
Keep going.
I splash some water on the dragon.
The dragon churs and laps the water up.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Alright.
Right.
So, continue to navigate. Char, roll me a 1d6.
Yes.
Alright, and roll a survival check.
Nice.
Sweet!
Mmm.
Six more
Yes.
days begin to go by. Where was I? Alright. Well, nothing bad happens during the day as you guys make your way, continuing to lead. That night, I am going to need to speak to Amnet.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Not troublesome.
Alright.
Yep.
This is for you for your sleep time. You know that you're getting much closer to this Neverlight Grove that they have spoken of, and the source of that which you hunt. You know she has somehow managed to find her way into the Underdark, the fungal mistress. And you can feel her closer and closer. And that night, you begin to have a dream. In the dream, you have a vision. You're inside a great tower. You see spiraling stairs and balconies all carved into its walls, with the interior lit by phosphorescent patches of mold growing in whorls. In the center of the open space floats a humanoid figure, woman-like in form but made entirely of fungus and mold. And you have seen her before. The face of the mistress. You know her well. You've felt her inside of you. Around her, there are many other smaller fungal shapes. These ones much more amorphous, though they seem to be pulling back into a more, slightly humanoid form, but still, they are barely qualifying as humanoid. And they appear to be they appear to be tending to her. And in your dream, she turns towards you, and her face appears to smile. It says, "Good little one, you are hearing my call. You must come, join. You are to be a bridesmaid after all. I wait for you in the grove." And you wake up.
Oh.
So, this next day, you guys all begin to wake up.
Good. It's better than not waking up. You all begin waking up, except you, Kurt. You stay asleep.
You take known as the long sleep.
You don't wake up.
I try to reconnect with my dragon.
And Amunet, sorry, the dragon's currently standing over Amunet, licking her face, concerned, churring in its voice. Amunet, what do you do?
I'm gonna see if she wakes up.
All right.
I'm gonna say no.
So no, I mean it's actually Amunet is still asleep, and the dragon is churring and pawing at her and licking her face. As Draco, what do you do now?
I lean over her and I kind of feel her forehead, see if she's sick or heating up or.
Roll a medicine check. No, she just appears to be heavily asleep.
I check her pulse next.
And she's definitely alive. She's not dead or anything.
Okay.
Want me wake?
No, you're heavy-handed, so just hold on.
I have heavy hand, yes.
Since I do have a spiritual connection, do you think I can maybe fluff, check her aura or her spirit, with maybe a divine?
Ooh, you're gonna use a divine sense on her?
Well,
what are you trying to sense for?
I don't have divine sense.
Alright.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm a war cleric.
Okay, then you don't have any ability to do that.
Hold on.
If you don't have divine sense, you don't have divine sense.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't have that. I didn't know divine sense was.
It's an actual ability. If you don't have divine sense, you do not have divine sense. You cannot use divine sense.
Oh yeah.
You're a war cleric, not a medicine cleric, which means that this is not your forte.
I understand that.
Well,
I completely understand that. I understand. I don't need an explanation. I didn't know divine sense was an actual thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's why you did need an expiration, though. But,
This thing
yeah.
that I put in chat, all paladins have.
He's not a paladin, he's a cleric.
Oh, you're a cleric. My bad.
I'm still searching. I'm still searching my spells real quick. Hold on.
Clark, or so I'm just staring down at the still sleeping person.
Feet. It have Sir Lancelot.
Why not just pick him up?
Yeah.
I
why not?
use lesser restoration.
We
I just kick him.
Alright, now he already decided he wanted to use the spell. So, you use Luster Restoration. Amunet, roll a wisdom saving throw. Alright. So, you begin to come to conscious, feeling this guy kind of touching you, and the dragon kind of licking your face. He appears to be casting a spell on you, although, of course, it's kind of useless. As there's nothing actually wrong that spell could affect. But,
She immediately, given what she had just saw, like kicks back on the wall and like scoots back, and then immediately loads a crossbow and aims it. Don't you cast anything on me.
Don't worry, he wasn't being bad.
I just look at her with a blank face. That's don't even flint.
He was just worried you were sleeping and was too much of a pansy to just kick you awake or like shake you awake.
Listen, the dragon was worried about you, and I was that got me worried. So
I'm
I thought
fine.
maybe something looked at you, and I was going to cast restoration to see if I could wake you up without harming you. And as I look up at the guy who's going to kick her.
I'm fine. That, and she'll like point at the boot that's about coming for her. That is a better way to get me awake than that. And she'll point back at your.
Listen, I didn't molest you, okay?
I told you. Don't
didn't
worry.
I didn't molest you. I was trying to heal you.
She'll put the crossbow away and get up.
I'm a man of the cloth, thank you. As I stand up and like walk.
That means nothing to me.
Well, it should.
Oh, the ground just shifted.
Whoa!
Hey, did anyone else feel like we moved?
no, I was just figuring the passageways are much more open around here.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, Bahamut made the ground move. Praise be him.
And the walls expand.
Hmm.
He's such a finicky god.
You okay, Amulet?
Amunet. And
That's what I said.
Oh.
That was all what he said.
She just kind of like rubs her forehead. Very bad dream. But I'm fine. We should be very careful about moving forward. There is an evil down here.
So we should move at a speed that we not be heard at.
Let me remind you, we're in the Underdark. There's evil everywhere.
True, but one lies where our destination is.
If we
I
move
feel-
backwards, we won't move forward to it.
No, we won't.
You been there before?
I just feel a strong pull in that direction. I think something evil lies in the grove.
I mean, in
So
that
when we
case, the sooner we get there, the better.
So when we
Agreed.
get to the grove, we should be on the lookout. Is that what
Very
you're
much
saying?
so. Yes.
Right then, let's get to that grove then.
I attempt to pick up the dragon and put him on my shoulder.
Roll an animal handling check. Alright, this time, the dragon does not object to you putting it around your shoulder.
That's gonna be a bad habit.
I scratch it. I scratch his chin, and give him a little pet.
Okay.
How much bigger is the dragon today compared to yesterday?
It's growing steadily, but it's still kind of the size of a large cat.
Okay, so it's not a
I'm sure it's just
normal
fine.
growth rate.
So, Char, are you still in front?
Yeah.
So,
Um,
roll me a perception check, Char. Please.
I'll stay kind of like. I'll stay right
Thank
around.
God I have. Pardon me!
Oof.
So,
I was about to say, thank God I have a +7 perception.
So, as you make your way around a corner, you see at some point during the day, you make your way around a corner, you see four, medium-sized, but kind of smallish, somewhat humanoid creatures. They're just kind of crouched along the floor. One of them appears to be chewing on a bone. They're kind of like gray-skinned creatures with, about 3 claws on their feet and about 4 on their hands, which includes a thumb. One of them turns towards you and it stares at you, blinking one big green eye and kind of mashing its sharp teeth together. The rest of them, with their backs to you, appear to have spikes growing out from their backs, but they're not really paying much attention to you except for the one that's staring at you.
I try and figure out what it is.
Starts to make some kind of noise, and Jimdar grimaces, and it's like, they seem to be. Did any rest of you, by the way, speak Undercommon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Cool. The people who understand Undercommon, hear it saying, we have visitors for lunch. Everyone else just kind of hears some Undercommon-y noises.
What did you say these things were?
You need to roll a nature check, or maybe an Arcana check to determine that.
Can Amanut see at this point for
She
Hunter's Bane?
She should be able to.
Cool. Advantage.
Right. In case it's an aberration. No, it probably isn't. Never mind.
Yeah, it is actually an aberration.
Is it?
Yep, it's an aberration.
In that case, I have.
Ooh, favorite enemies. Aberration. You get advantage on your check.
Advantage check, yeah. And I'll guess it's Arcana then? No, yeah. No, it is. It has to be nature, but no? What the fuck? Advantage on survival.
Arcana.
Arcana,
Roll an intelligence check, and I'll figure it out from there.
Efnor steps forward and tries to have a conversation with them for a minute.
Alright, now we're trying to figure out what it is first.
As you
I'm
guys
just
are
gonna,
looking around at them, you believe that they are a group of Nothics.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? We're new here.
You speaking in
You guys look
Undercommon?
great. Yeah, I like your eyes, man.
They all kind of
How long
drop
have you
with,
been here?
They all kind of drop what they're eating and turn towards you, staring
Is-
with their big green eyes.
Those are Nothics.
Do you guys think we've been talking for a minute now? Because I kind of would really like us to have been talking for a minute now.
Nope, it's been like maybe 10 seconds.
Would you guys-
They are going to speak to you through your head, I think.
And one of them basically says, "Ooh, more food."
Amanut snaps her fingers.
Oh!
I'm not really that tasty, to be honest. I'm kind of like all
Oh,
bone.
this isn't good,
Oh,
says Jim
fine.
Jar, backing up as
Oh,
Nothics
no,
advance.
Roll
for initiative!
Damn it.
I like how your teeth are covered in blood. It's very colorful and artistic. That minute really needs to show up at this point.
I don't think they gotta wait for a minute.
I can be very persuasive or intimidating.
You have a half a
whichever
minute
one.
left on that one if you're counting at a minute. So that would be see.
What? 6 more rounds?
I want to say 5 rounds.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm just gonna stab them. That's probably
Forgot about
more
Jim.
efficient.
I have to make a roll for Jim Jar. And
Glabagul.
didn't I give you Glabagul's sheet, Colbeard, or didn't I not?
You did not.
Okay, then I don't have a specific sheet for Glabagul then. Sorry about that. Forgot.
I'm too early in turn order. That's a bummer.
Sorry, I have a lot of sheets here. Okay, there's... Now, where's Glabagul's sheet? Oh, right. That's right, I was doing that manually by actually looking at the card that I have. Here we go. Gelatinous Cube. Gelatinous Cube has -4 to Dex.
That's okay. I still love it.
Glabagul rolled a 7. Alrighty then. One of the Nothics gets to go first. You're the Nothic just kind of chattering happily as it dives forward, straight at Char, yelling, "Food, food, food!" Actually, no. It's not going to dive completely forward. It is going to dive about here and gaze at you, Char. So that will take a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, why did it have to be?
It's only 12.
I have a +0 to Constitution.
You take
Like,
eight.
what am I only?
You take
One
8 points of necrotic damage, Char, as you feel its gaze just lock with yours as it gets food, food, yes, rat, food, yes. And you can feel strength just leaching out of your body.
Oh,
Athnar.
I'm just gonna take like a step or two backwards, and let's guess fairy fire.
Alright, what's the save on that again?
I'll bring it up. It's 14.
What kind of dexterity? Alright.
Yep.
That one saves. Now another one. Second one did not, and has fairy fire, which means it's that you have advantage on attacks against it.
Yep. In that case, I'm gonna move a bit more backward because I don't want to be up in their faces.
Cowardly
Maybe
little
just
drab.
one more step. I did what I did. Okay.
Would it affect the other two since it's a 20-foot cube? Or at least one more?
Depends on how the cube.
So, this Nothic over here is going to stare right at Draco. Draco, you need to roll a deception check. Ooh. It seems to tilt its head this way and that, makes a clicking noise and towards the others, and everybody who speaks Undercommon hears it saying, "Oh, that thing's got some pretty good armor on. We should probably gaze at that one some more. Make it rot."
oh boy, they're very smart.
And Munette, your turn.
She's going to go over here. And then she snapped her fingers and an arrow she's gonna pull out. She's gonna drag it across her tongue, and with her thumb get some of the blood, and she's gonna activate the string on her crossbow, and she's going to aim for this.
Which one? Alright. Alright, 4 points of piercing damage right into it.
And then 1d4 lightning. Let me roll.
Nice.
2.
Okay. Whoops. That was.
Ooh.
There we go.
I clicked the wrong one. I have that preloaded in another one. I just don't have it labeled right. Sorry.
Got it.
But that's her turn.
So Jim Jar kind of looks at all of this and starts shaking his head a bit, and kind of looks at it at the cemetery he has, looks over towards the Nothics, and let's see, what spells does he have again? Nothing particularly useful for this case. He's just gonna point at the same one that Amunet was hurting and start to mock it with his vicious mockery. And says, you know, if I just had one eye, I'd be afraid of going blind. Sorry, I'm really bad with vicious mockery, even though I usually play bards. I need a list of insults at some point. So the
Just a
nothing
list
needs.
of random-
Yeah.
Not didn't see that coming.
Nah.
Yeah, the nothing kind of yells out in pain as the psychic damage lances through its head. This other Nathik over here, having heard what the first one said about Draco, comes up here and starts to gaze at Draco. So you must make a Constitution saving throw. Draco!
Oh, sorry. What?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
My bad. Damn. Don't laugh at me.
So you feel as your body begins to grow cold and your skin starts to flake some as the dragon's still on your shoulder as the rotting gaze takes hold. You take 14 points of necrotic damage.
I went some and I start like to brush off the flakes, trying to ignore the pain.
Sir Lancelot.
No hurt, tiny friend. He's going to attack this one's right in front of him.
Well, that's
because he's got
glowing.
15
All right.
reach.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
At least on his attack turns. So let's see. This will be with his lance. With advantage, that's 24. And I'm also going to do Unwavering Mark.
Which does what?
Until the end of my next turn, he has disadvantage on anyone that's not me as long as I'm within 5 feet of him.
Oh, you're not within 5 feet of him, though. You're 15 feet
Well,
away.
It's only if he moves closer. He'll try to attack.
You're right.
Basically, that's why I'm staying here. So I can at least guard these 2 people near me.
Alright. So now we have Char. What would you like to do, Char?
Alright, first I need to ask a question. What are the most... What would you say are common beasts around Zaladin? What are the most common beasts? Like, would I have seen a warhorse?
A what?
A warhorse.
Yeah, you've been in battles there, so you've
Excellent.
seen war horses.
I'm going to turn into a warhorse.
Ooh.
He's all
I'm
horse!
Yeah, just listening to a druid who did that. Wrong one.
Sorry.
Alright.
Thank you.
What would you like the warhorse to do? Or can you not do anything until next round?
That's my bonus. So,
Okay.
I'm going to... God.
Damn, it's a big war horse.
Yeah, they're huge.
Oh, okay, so I'm very big now. Okay, this, I should have probably moved prior to this. I guess I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you're
So-
kind of squeezing out Sir Lancelot and Draco.
Huh. So am I in their threat square?
Sort of. There you go. You now have control over the Warhouse and the sheet.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going. Look at. So I guess I'm gonna. Alright, that works. Cool. So I'm just gonna go the long way and attack the enemy with.
Advantage.
How do I?
You get advantage on this attack because of
Yeah.
the fairy fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to figure out how to put advantage the attack roll.
Should be a cogwheel up at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, that's not advantage. Oh no, it is.
Well, it technically is because it shows both attacks. Which
Okay.
means your hoof strike goes right into this thing. It's at a squeal of pain. Which brings us to Kurt. Kurt, it's your turn.
Right. Would it be considered a free action to just toss a mushroom?
Since you're tossing it to use the equivalent of a potion, no, it would not. But I'm going to rule that it can be used as a bonus action.
Bonus action, eh? Alright. In that case, I will toss a big wart into Glabagal.
Alright. Zoop. Gabagool is big again.
Eat him! And then I go over here and I'll shoot. I can shoot this guy, right?
Yeah.
And
If you get in that one, you'll hit Sir Lancelot, but yeah, you can shoot that guy.
alright. Well, I got this Colossus Slayer is on because he's already hurt. Oh, sorry, it's advantage as well.
Yes, it
Doesn't
is.
matter.
You can always roll in that 20, so roll again.
Yep.
Well, these guys aren't big. Is this Colossal Slayer just hurt anything, or doesn't it just hurt big things? What does it do again?
Hold on, I'll bring it up. But Colossus Slayer basically
been a
hurts
month.
things more.
But it says colossal, so does that only affect bigger things, or does it affect everything?
It
No.
just affects anything
Okay.
if it has taken damage before.
Got it.
That's
I
the
was
only
just double checking. It's just a weird term for something like that.
Think of it as bringing down a big, like a
Yeah.
bad foe, really. If
Drake.
it's hurt, I can bring it down.
Okay,
It's
cool.
pretty good for taking out the big guys.
Draco.
It's Draco's turn. Right, clerics, low initiative, got it.
It's a thing.
Yep. Draco. Loyal, are you there?
Yes, sorry. I forgot I had push talk on. All right. Let's see. I guess I will cast. I'll stay back here and cast. I will cast Aid.
What does aid do?
There's
To 3 creatures within range. Got it.
It didn't say what range. Oh, 30 feet. Okay, so 5, 10, 15. So anybody in here. I will give Chef, Jim Jar, and that one,
Lancelot.
Lancelot, aid.
Hey, thanks a lot, pal.
Really?
What?
Oh wow.
Just hear an angry neigh.
Right. That means my hit point maximum is 5. Should I just put it in temporary, or should I raise my...
Temporary. Just add it to temporary would be good. That way you can keep memory of the old one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else you wish to do with your turn?
No, I guess not. Well, maybe. I will prepare my warhammer
Okay.
for an attack.
Gelatinous cube starts moving over here, but can't get any further because it also can't move around you guys, and you guys are too big. So it's just gonna sit there for a minute. Wait for the warhorse to move. Nothing. The Nothic, let's see. I'm going to look an intelligence check with this guy. Alright. So he looks at the warhorse, it looks over at Sir Lancelot, and goes charging at Sir Lancelot, lifting both of its claws out.
Roar!
And starts slashing it. Slash a lot. It's basically goes rah! And launches itself at the bugbear and starts going wham! Wham! With its claws, drawing massive amounts of blood.
You tiny. Me crush.
Tasty, tasty, tasty! And it starts licking its claws off of the blood that just drew from the bugbear.
Kick the baby.
Don't
The
kick
other
baby.
Nothic comes up here and does, again, a rotting gaze right at Draco.
Oi! Stop looking at me.
Constitution saving throw, please, Draco.
Stop looking at me. I'm not decent.
Mhm.
I sometimes feel like somebody's watching me.
Oh my god!
You're not doing good at those.
Ooh, and another 12 points of necrotic damage as you feel more cold seep into your bones and more of your flesh begin to deteriorate around your face and arms.
Some
It's almost as
bullshit.
if you have less leprosy. Athnar!
Afnar is gonna move up here, and do I have a clear shot at this one?
Yeah, well, Sir Lancelot's kind of in the way, but it's more of if you miss your mark, you might end up hitting Sir Lancelot with any ranged attack.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper to my arrow to mess with its mind, and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at this guy because I have advantage
Alrighty.
and sneak attack.
Oh, that was good. The arrow hits, ha ha ha, right as the thing is yelling, ha ha ha, and it goes right into the creature's eye. Bam! And the Nothic just falls back and collapses.
And I'm gonna take like 2 more steps backwards, cause let's be safe.
The next Nothic continues to gaze at Draco.
Ooh. I'm not liking the look of this.
God damn it.
Another 13 points of damage as you feel everything is going cold, everything is going gray. Your skin is just sloughing off your face. The little dragon kind of climbs down your body and starts whimpering. And even Jimjar is grimacing nearby. Amunet, what do you do?
She's going to take in the blood off of her tongue. She's going to snap her finger and activate the other crossbow. And she's got crossbow expert, so she can.
All right. Which one are you aiming for?
We're gonna go with this one right here.
Okay.
So 4 points piercing, 1 point lightning.
So that one just kind of notches itself right into the Nothic's shoulder. It swings its eye towards you and blinks a bit and starts making undercommon noises, which you guys who understand undercommon recognize as, ooh, we got someone else who looks like they're tasty. Let's go for her. And the other one's going, nah, let's continue on with the cleric, but you can go for her.
Yeah, and she's got to wait.
Well, they
till
don't
the
call
next
you
turn.
cleric, sorry, Draco. They'd say, we go for the heavy armored one.
And for her movement, she's going to go right here.
I kind of like waved my warhammer at him. I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but fuck you.
Jim Jar says, yeah, they really don't like you. They're planning on eating you, turning you into slush and then eating you. Yeah. So I think I should heal you. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Yeah.
I would appreciate it.
And he kind of, says, I'm gonna heal you for 7 points of that. And then he starts moving backwards, trying to get out of the line of sight of the Nothics.
Thank you, Jim Jar. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
shall praise you worthy to Bahamut.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see him soon. He kind of grimaces.
I'm sure you
As the
Go with favor.
next Nothic comes forward and just running gaze on you again.
Come on, you can succeed. It's only a DC 12.
Yeah, finally
you go.
you take no damage as the Nothic just stares at you with those eyes. Or that eye, sorry. That big green eye that's been causing you nothing but trouble lately.
I just grin at him and says, doesn't work anymore.
Sir Lancelot.
I'm gonna move around like this. And then I'm gonna use my action to dash. Ball right there. And because of Charger feat, I can use bonus action to make an attack. And because I move 10 feet in a straight line, I get plus 5 damage to it.
Cool.
Ooh.
The Nothic kind of spins around, sees you coming, laughs, and ducks underneath your weapon's charge, and and grins widely at you with stained, bloody teeth. What do you do for your action surge?
Because I get my bonus action 2 back, right? Technically?
I believe you just get your regular
You get
action.
action and bonus action.
Yeah, you get a bonus action.
Yeah, it does actually say bonus action there.
So,
Oh no, on your turn
Action.
you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action, which means no, you only get your action back.
okay, then no.
That's if if you didn't necessarily use a bonus action to begin with, but
Then I will just strike at him.
Whack!
the Nothic now seems to be gazing right at you, and it feels like it wants to eat you now.
Me squish tiny thing.
Warhammer.
Char, it's your turn.
Warhammer is
Sorry?
two-handed, right?
What?
Char, it's your turn.
No?
Yes, it is.
I'm
It's
correct.
no. Char is actually on the thing level, so
Oh.
because he's
yeah.
the horse now, I just took his token off, but his token is only is in technically 14, so
Yeah.
it means it's his turn.
Oh, that's not enough.
So Shuttle, quick question:
Yeah, what's up?
when do you guys have to leave? You and Heavy.
Not till... Oh, like 3 hours from now. We're
Okay,
good.
cool.
We're good.
Excellent.
Yeah. We good.
So I'm going.
I just want to make sure.
I appreciate you, but yeah, we got time.
Yay!
Ah, man. Let's.
So, are you moving or are you staying put, blocking the cube from doing anything?
I'm going. I just get in the right spot. Met. Okay.
Also-
Finally. All right. So I can get my 20 feet, which means I do trampoline charge when I attack. First of all, attack.
This nothing also, dances out of the way and starts laughing at you.
Ah,
Damn it. My trampoline charge, damn it. Oh well.
Alright, now it is Kurt's turn.
Yeah. Alright. Bonus action. Hunter's mark on this one.
Alrighty.
Then I will shoot at it.
Ooh, direct hit. Nice.
And it will also take Hunter's mark damage.
Damn.
You aim the arrow, it goes right into the right next to the eyeball, but doesn't seem to penetrate quite as far as the previous one did. And it's still up and moving, but it seems to be in a lot of pain. Draco, you're up. And you're looking terrible at the moment. Your skin is all disintegrating on you, and you feel so cold. Your joints are starting to freeze up. Oh, it's terrible. These things are draining the life out of you.
I pet the dragon and say, "Be good," and I rush forward out of the game for some reason.
It happens. It happens
And
sometimes.
Rachel disappears.
He's like, the shit I'm out.
Bahamut granted me the power of flight and disappearing. Alright, I rush forward and grip my warhammer with 2 hands, and I play golf with the thing.
Alrighty.
4.
Nice! So after all this damage these things have been doing to you, you managed to get up to this Nothic that's already reeling from the strike of an arrow to its eye, and you just kind of swing your warhammer around, and it is no more but a bunch of blood dripping to the ground and bits of body parts scattered about.
I take my warhammer and I point at the other 2. I said, "You're next!" As like the warhammer's dripping with.
Alright. So the Dauntless Cube will slowly
Can I try to
ooze
intimidate
over.
them to make them withdraw after seeing that?
You can do it on the top of your next round.
Well, I was trying to, but I was trying to tell you that my push it off was
Ah.
yeah.
Alright, we'll try it.
All right.
No, they don't seem to be very phased by that.
Oh, fucking scavengers.
Athnar!
Quentin.
Yeah.
Athnar, what do you do?
I'm gonna move closer again, like up to here, and shoot at this guy.
Okay. If you
Um,
miss, you might end up hitting Kurt.
That's fine.
What?
I'll whisper to my arrow again, and
There's
tell
also
it
a small chance of you hitting Sir Lancelot.
Bah. I'm fine.
Nope, you're good. Which one did you hit again? This one over here?
Yeah, the one next to him, so I get sneak attack as well.
It yelps in pain as the arrow lodged itself into its arm.
And I'll move 2 steps back again.
Hi, Lyra. I hear you whining. Okay, so the Nothic over here raises its claws and strikes out at the warhorse. Alright. You can come in if you want, Lyra. The door's not closed. I mean, the door's closed but not locked. It's semi-closed. It should be enough you can still knock it in if you like. So the warhorse takes 8 points of slashing damage.
Ow. Wow.
That brings us up to Amunet.
Okay. If she goes here, she got a straight shot.
She might. Let's see how the lineup is.
I mean, it's right between them.
Yeah, so you do run the risk, depending on who you're aiming at maybe hitting Sir Lancelot or maybe hitting Draco.
Yeah, she's not going to risk it with Draco being so low. So she's going to actually move over here. And
Alright.
she's going to point out her finger at the Nothic right here in the front. And she's going to turn her hand, and these shadowy chains form around its center, and she grips it into a fist. And she is casting Hex.
Nice.
It's a bonus action. And then for action, she will take a shot.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, that misses.
Ooh.
You raise up your hand, you cast the Hex, with all the nice little chains coming out from you, and then you go to fire your thing, but it appears that the Nothic is watching you very carefully, and just kind of dances out of the way as the bolt lands at its feet and vanishes into smoke.
Okay. And that's her turn.
Yeah, nice gun, hey, Draco, do you have some sort of death wish? Jimjar yells. No? Well,
No, for armor protection.
yeah, well, right now I'm the one healing you, so be careful! And Jimjar will cast another healing word on you.
Oh, disadvantage on wisdom checks for that one, please.
Alright, so yeah, now the Nothic is going to go, and it's not like happy, and it comes rushing towards you, Amunet.
Cool.
Raising its little wicked claws and goes, slash!
Second one hits.
Sir Lancelot.
We're gonna go here with my movement, and action dash to do the lance attack. So that hits. That's 19 damage.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to do, of course, unwavering mark because it's free and it doesn't. It's just only when I hit things.
You can mark the creature until its next turn. This effect ends.
15.
And then you have disadvantage on attack roll. Okay, that's that thing then.
And then I'll carry the rest of the charge movement there.
All right.
Or
Anything
rest
else?
Nope.
Then it is Char's turn.
Chari horse is gonna go around it and try and. Come on, horse, you're failing me.
You are the horse.
That sadly misses.
Shut up.
Kurt.
Love it.
I will not deny nor agree with that.
So Kurt, what would you like to do?
I'll move over here. Actually, hold on. Yeah, no, I'll move over here. That's fine. I'll use my bonus action to just switch over the hunter's mark to this guy.
Alright, Hunter's Mark is now moving to this guy. That's right, that guy over there is hexed. That Hunter's Mark.
Was this guy hurt?
Yes, he is. He's hurt.
Then I will shoot at him. I critical fail. Hey, is a warhorse hurt?
Nay?
Questionable nay.
No, actually, roll a 1d8.
Oh.
You can do it. I believe in you.
No, the warhorse isn't hurt. The arrow just kind of the arrow just kind of falls out and collapses to the ground there.
Oh, that's also supposed to happen.
Draco, what would you like to do?
I want to end this ethically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up, and I'm going to yell a random person's name, and I'm going to use... Oh, don't do that. I know I'm a nerd. Just,
Huh?
you know.
What?
I heard someone sigh.
No, that had nothing to do with you, dude. I was thinking about something.
We're all fucking nerds.
Fortunately, that misses.
That would have been really good.
The nothing.
Holy crap!
The nothing simply grins at you as you attempt to take hold of it with your hands, and basically draws its arms back, draws its back up, and kind of dances in place. And it's gibbering something in Undercommon. Char, do you speak Undercommon?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're hearing it. You're just hearing it. Laugh at him, saying, "Ha ha! The tasty looking armored one can't even touch me! Ha ha ha!" But it's saying it so low that only Char and Draco hears that, but Draco doesn't understand what the hell it's saying.
Well, just hear a lot of names coming from.
So yeah, the gelatinous cube manages to finally get itself into place. Then it's like, pushes out a pseudopod right at the Nothic.
You can do it.
And the Nothic dodges that too.
You can't do it.
You can do it.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Athnar, what do you wish to do?
I'm gonna run up here and stab this guy with my rapier. I get sneak attack. I'm not gonna use psychic blades because I want to keep my inspiration for later.
And that misses. The Nothic is also gibbering at you, saying, "Ha! You can't even get a shot up at me! Ha 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 ha! I wonder how he tastes."
I'm gonna healing word Draco.
Alright.
Just 5 forget sneak. That shouldn't be on.
Sneak attack with the healing word.
Yeah,
You gain 1 hit point.
So the Nothic, looking around again, turns towards Draco, flourishes its claws a bit, and says, "Let's see if I can actually make you bleed." And goes, "Claw attack! Claw attack!"
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-mm.
And seems to be very happy that blood is now dripping from your body along with the bits of rotting flesh that had already afflicted on you. So you take 11 points of slashing damage, Draco.
Just.
Immunette, your turn.
She's going to stick. She's going to stick a crossbow right in the Nopic's face. How about you let me know how these taste? And she is crossbow expert, so she doesn't get disadvantage from within 5 feet. And as a
Excellent.
protection, she can take another attack
Go for
because
it.
she has 2. And they're both activated now.
Okay, only the first one hits that. So it screeches in
The hex
pain
damage.
as the...
And then
as
hex
the,
damage. Thank you.
Oops.
4 more points. Heck.
Ooh. Ooh, blood is just dripping down from it. There's a crossbolt that landed in its shoulder and then evaporated because it's, shadow. But,
Reasons.
yeah. But yeah, it is looking pretty rough. Dimjar claps his hands together and says, everybody seems to be having such a good time. I think I'm gonna join in. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. And he comes over here with his scimitar, and having advantage being behind it now, with you flanking, he goes and attacks. Haha, take that! And the Nothic is now swaying on its feet and does not appear to be having a good time. The Nothic will roll an intelligence check. And it realizes that the only one it could hit successfully is Sir Lancelot. It can't attack the people that just attacked it. So it turns towards Sir Lancelot, raises its claws, and goes in for the attack.
That hits. That misses.
Sir Lancelot, what are you gonna do?
Too close for Lance.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Lyra!
He's gonna risk it. He's gonna back up.
Alright, so it gets an attack of opportunity on you. Claw! And misses.
Miss. Bonus action. I'm gonna use second wind. So I roll. Boop.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And because he's still within launching distance.
Damn.
Oh. And you basically just impale it right through the eye, lift it up, and just start shaking it around. Blood just flies everywhere, gets an amulet, gets an Jimjar, gets an Athenar, and the body just drips off your lance.
I'm gonna move because I used that was a 10, 20, 25, 30. I can move right there. Right there. We can
Nice.
circle this one.
Char, what do you wish to do?
Anything I can do. Try and hoof it to death.
And you miss.
Just like picture him like stomping on the ground.
Kurt! Kurt, what would you wish to do?
Hear a lot of annoyed neighing.
Aggravated
Highlighted.
nay
That is
intensified.
not a good
Yeah.
good form for you down here, Char.
No,
Not being effective whatsoever. Kurt,
Yes.
it is your turn. What do you wish to do?
Move here.
Get right behind, in front of the bugbear with the lance. Got it?
I'm short.
I'm tall.
Yes, you are a dwarf.
And I'll just take out my warhammer.
And you are flanking, so you get advantage.
Ooh.
The cube counts. It's Glabagool, it's
Yes,
an
he
ally.
does. Nothing.
He's very threatening to the Nothic. He just doesn't hit anything.
I just.
Jiggles and wobbles in place.
Just like the horse.
I just drop the crossbow and like take out warhammer with both my hands.
Bop it.
Up it good. Alright. That hits. So that's 12 damage. Did you get a second attack, or just you just hold your warhammer in two hands? Got it.
Yep, that's all I do.
Draco, you're flanking. What do you do?
Can I make like can I grab him and make an attack at the same time?
No.
Okay. So I want to try and flick wounds again.
Do it.
Kill him.
Oh, and that's enough. As you reach out and touch the Nothic that had been, so keen to use necrotic damage on you, you return the favor in kind. And as you grab the Nothic, this time, its entire body starts disintegrating around it, and as it tries to scream, it turns to dust.
When he turns to dust, I grip my hand with a handful of his dust, says and blows away. Said, "May Bahamut bless you."
Alright, I think that's a good chance to take a break.
Nay.
Damn it, I'm gonna make my cool. I'm gonna make my cool kill.
Nay, sir, nay.
I will ride our druid into battle sometime.
Please do. Please do.
Fun fact, I mean, at a later level, will basically protect whatever I'm mounted by taking damage instead.
That'd be also the
Yeah, this needs to happen.
Sir Lancelot and trusty steed car.
Yes.
Hey, it'll be like Odin. He rides his nephew in the battle.
That's amazing. Love it. I love everything.
I just need to try and find some horse armor.
I give disadvantage to hit you at least.
I was not feeling that song.
Fair enough. I'm gonna be right back as well. I need water.
Yeah, I might as well re-up.
Yeah. Nay.
Throw Thor's an apple.
I'll just the apple. Enjoying the form. But apple, why not?
Wait, where did you get an apple from?
Bahamut bless you with it.
You can come in. I didn't shut the door on you.
But what are the odds of never hitting with this? Like, seriously.
Apparently the horse is not made for that. Hello, Lyra. You're all happy now that you're in here? Yeah, you're a sweet cat, aren't you? You can come up on my lap if you want. Yeah, sweet girl. Sweet, sweet girl.
The only time I rolled higher than an 11 was when it was advantage, but I didn't have it. Like, come on! I just wanted to push something to death.
Maybe you'll get there at some point. Because you now have a warhorse form. Which means you can also carry people.
Yeah.
And carry supplies. At least as long as your beef shape lasts.
Yeah.
I'm back.
And maybe somebody will
Welcome
cuddle up
back.
against you because they're cold. And you've got a nice you've got a nice hide there. And then Kurt will secretly try to stab you to death. Because
No.
oh, I love that no. That is the best no I've ever heard. Alright, who are we still waiting on?
Yeah, whoever is not here, speak up.
Yeah, right.
Who's not here? Please speak now.
You lied.
Roll insight.
Sweet
Did
little
I?
cat. Sweet little cat.
Did I?
Amelia.
I have a -5 in wisdom, so.
I mean, do we have a Fluffy? Do we have a Rick? Because I can.
I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely
I don't
hearing
think
it
so.
Tobias. I just heard a Rick, so.
I think we're still missing Fluffy and Loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm here.
Alright.
Then
Got that
just
one.
the Fluffy.
I wonder if the horse could actually carry me, because I'm currently carrying almost 250 pounds of, stuff.
I'm
Dwarf?
just gonna assist a little bit down right now.
Oh no, actually no, I'm not. The egg is no longer on my person. Remove it. That was the only thing weighing me down. It was 180 pounds.
God.
So, keeping a apparently 200-pound dragon on your shoulder should be fine.
Well, the dragon's not that heavy yet. I mean, it's going to be soon because wormlings are technically medium-sized creatures. But I figure since this is a hatchling, that it is currently only like the size of a large cat.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
is
Like
slowly
Cinder
getting
size.
heavier.
You can
Bigger,
just,
bigger than
create
Cinder at the
you can
moment,
just say
and
it's a smaller version.
and it's going to be the size of a medium, of a regular dog eventually. So,
Hmm.
but yeah,
I
looks like
picked the wormlet back up on my shoulder.
we're just waiting for evil.
Kurt is, doing his thing, cutting the meat out, getting the eyeballs.
Yeah, there isn't that much left of them. They're kind of disintegrating on you as you attempt to
What?
harvest
All of them?
Yeah, they're kind of like dissolving into this little goo piles, and the one that turned into ash, of course.
Can
Yay, Evil's
Amunet
back.
take a sample of the ash?
Sure. You've got empty vials, yes?
In my kit.
Could Kurt scoop up the goo?
Sure. Do you have an empty, something to put it in?
I'm a neck pendant.
Pockets?
She'll pull out, like, seeing, like, I imagine, like, she, like, moves and, like, takes this pencil,
Scooping
and,
it
like,
up.
Kurt just, exactly.
And I'm scooping it up in my hands, looking around on my person, and then just moving it towards my pocket.
Yeah, and she pulls out, like, a test tube and be like, no, and, like, just hands one to you.
I'm gonna pull my arrows out of some eye sockets and wherever else they are.
Roll. How many arrows did you fire?
3, I think.
Roll a 1d3.
I fired 2 bolts, so I'm rolling a 1d2, I suppose.
Alright, yep, you find both of them. They're both still intact, still usable.
Nice.
I want to use.
Roll a 1d3 for arrows, please. And you find all 3 of them. And what did you say you wish to use?
Cure wounds on myself.
Go for it. As long as you still have spell slots left, you can use that. Nice. Not the goo, the random substance you never thought you wanted to ever have.
Why do I have a feeling that Kirk's gonna try and put that in cookie one step time?
Because you've been around him enough. You guys have now known each other for a week at least.
You probably see me like sit by the campfire, cook something, and I just look down on the dirt, grab something you don't see, and then put it in the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Who knows what we're eating when Kirk gives us food?
Alright, so aid at this point. Oh, actually, yeah. No, aid lasts 8 hours, but yeah. Are you guys moving on for the rest of the day, or are you just staying put?
Yeah. I mean, the better we get to the city, the better.
Faster we get, the better.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
what
meant.
you're trying to say. Well done.
Alright, so, Char, roll a survival check, followed by a 1d4.
Bible check. I'm a bit disorientated by the name.
Alright. That's not the one I wanted. Okay. So, after wandering around for an additional 4 days, which means everybody's got a long rest in there,
Yay.
you come across a more open area. Lots of mushrooms are everywhere, and you get the sense that you're closing in on the Neverite Glove, although you don't quite see it yet. Roll perception check, please, Char, since you're out in front.
Good. Good at.
Can I pick one of these mushrooms and try to feed it to the dragon?
Survival check.
No!
Yes.
Why?
When I pick one up, I asked the survival expert if it's safe to eat.
Kurt is just gonna...
Roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Draco, roll a survival check, please. Thank you. So,
When I pick
you
it,
you find a kind of mushroom that very much resembles a mass of rotting flesh. because of this, you think that it might be something the dragon might like to eat. Kurt, you see it, and you recognize it to be ripplebark.
Yum.
Yes. And the dragon even accepts eating it as you feed it to it. And even makes churring noises.
Can I pick?
Yeah, Aminette's like, I imagine sees this happen, and she's like, oh.
Alright, so you're all harvesting ripplebark at the moment.
Cool.
And as you do that, you hear a horrific screeching noise all of a sudden coming from above you. And everybody needs to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Don't worry.
Madness.
Hmm.
Go and roll low then.
Oh
Thank
yeah, Mad Abner. This is gonna be fun.
Why Kurt? Why do you always roll?
The dwarfs are bad.
You're the wolf,
dwarfs
goddammit.
aren't used to this weird thing.
This isn't
We're
poison.
scared.
Alright. The screech came from above you, and anybody that got a lower than a 14 is now stunned.
Oh.
I'm
4.
sure it was good.
14! So that means Jim Jar is stunned, the Dauntless Cube is fine.
No, I
Char
mean
is
for how
stunned.
long?
I'll tell you in a minute. Char is stunned. Who else is stunned?
Adnar, I already put a
Yeah.
stun token.
Okay, so I want to make sure that everybody else. Alright, cool. And above you, there's something flapping around. It's, is flying just above you guys, as you guys failed to notice it as you came in. Where's my token
Oh, I'm
for
sure
it?
this is fine.
This is fine.
Oh, jeez. Hi.
That'll be fine.
And now,
What?
right in the middle of you guys, actually, it's gonna be right here.
Oh.
Almost right above, flapping right above you, your heads, is
Why
a
right
massive
above
Varrock.
Why right above Adnar there?
Kurt can't move, but his mouth is watering.
It's a Barack's last name for Obama.
Rock? Oh.
Varrock.
Yeah, Barack Obama.
No.
Oh. That would have been a good name for a Barack.
So, let's see. This is a surprise round. I forgot to roll for Jim Jar. Sorry about that. So, add a turn. D minus 4. And that's still there.
Real quick.
Yeah?
Real quick. Is this Fey Fiend or Undead? Because Amanda can't be surprised by that.
Ah, okay, cool. Then, actually, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm bringing it into whispers. Alright. So, while this thing, you didn't really notice this thing because you've been sensing for the last day that there is a demonic presence everywhere around you. It's been kind of playing havoc with your normal senses. Ever since that dream happened, in fact, you had that dream again last night, where the fungal queen is basically it was just the same exact dream. So, the fungal queen is telling you that she's waiting for you because of a wedding. But, so you've basically just been sensing her, and everything else has been getting lost in the noise of sensing your demonic mistress.
Okay.
So, that's the reason why you did not notice there was a Varrock in the area, because everywhere right now
that's
is
cool.
feeling like there's a demon there, and the main one, you're just so focused on Zugdamoy, you have no ability to recognize that there's immediate danger.
Would she know anything about, vulnerabilities or anything with hunters regarding the Varrock?
Let's see. Vulnerabilities. You are aware that it is immune to all poison, and it is resistant to cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons.
Okay.
It is very nasty.
Okay. Awesome. Well, not awesome, but cool.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
They're back.
Yep. So, Sir Lancelot, you see this thing just kind of hovering 5 feet above your guys' heads, which is means it's good, within a good range of your, of your weapon from where you're at. It looks like it's getting ready to grab up your drow companion and probably, carry him off somewhere. But just from the way it's looking at him.
Okay, so it's not within, like, directly against me, it's a little bit above.
It's 5 feet above you, so it means that your lance is still effective.
Okay. Then I will strike at thee with my lance. And then I will use Unwavering Mark again.
Alrighty. So you managed to, clip it a little bit, but you don't seem to be doing much damage. Kind of glances over in your direction.
Aha!
And clacks its beak together. You are stunned until the end of the Varrock's turn. Jim Jar can't move. He's currently stunned. Draco!
I cast blindness and deafness. Blindness, deafness on the rock.
You have to pick one. Which one are you trying to cast it? You're
Blind.
trying to blind it or... Okay. So, make the... you have to do the roll for it, so I can see the Constitution saving throw. What is the DC of the Constitution saving throw? What's the DC?
Hold on, let me check. Sorry, I keep on forgetting. My voice is off. It is 14.
Alright. Constitution saving throw is 14. Let's see here. No, it's fine.
Damn.
Kind of glances over in your direction too and clacks its beak together.
I take my wormling and I go over to the wall.
Let's see, it doesn't have reach. Does it have reach? Nope, it does not have reach. You can actually get away from it.
And I drop my wormling at the wall and tell it to stay.
Alright. So, Immunette, it's your turn.
She's going to pull out a dagger from her side, and she's going to plunge it into her left arm. And she's going to say, what I feel, you feel. And she's going to turn, and she will take 4 points of damage. Oh, she should have been full, sorry.
Yeah.
She actually gets 4
'cause
points.
you guys
Yeah,
had
the long rest.
For long rests.
No, that's my bad. I forgot to fix her health. And
Cut
then,
myself in the arm game 1 hit point.
sorry. So that was her
That's
bonus
fine. Never got
action.
his spells back.
And she is going to amplify curse, blood curse of mutual suffering.
Nice.
And then she's going to action disengage.
Okay, blood curse, mutual suffering. Got it. Kurt, you're stunned. Char,
She
you're
should
stunned.
get an attack of opportunity.
No, he's 5 feet
Oh wait,
up.
no,
I
never mind.
already said that. He's 5 feet above your head, so which means he's a little bit out of reach at the moment.
No.
Athnar, you're still stunned. So, the Varrock now pretty much lands on Athnar. Athnar, it gets advantage on you, and I can't remember. Does it also get instant critical if it hits because you're stunned?
You could
I
check.
guess so, because I'm technically paralyzed.
Stunned. I can bring it up. Automatically fails strength. No. Attack rolls have advantage.
Alright,
That's
so-
the only thing.
It attacks you with its beak and then its talons.
Hmm. Okay, 1 hit, 2 hits. And I'm down.
And now everybody who is stunned is no longer stunned.
No, I think I remain stunned.
And you just see Athnar, bloodied, drop to the floor in front of this thing.
Just enough. Just enough damage. Just enough.
It didn't even need
I'm a
advantage
dude.
on you. It just landed and it whacked you.
This is why I don't want to be a friend, guys.
You weren't out front though.
You were in the middle.
Yeah, unfortunately, the gelatinous cube has no understanding that that's you're, it doesn't really notice that you're there on the ground, and
Fix me a new sheet, Grizz. Fix me a new sheet. I'll get on it. It's fine.
don't you already have one under backups?
Oh yeah, I do. I'll bring out Marcus. That's fine.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Oh my!
So
I kind of wanted to play sorcerer.
the gelatinous cube gets over there and accidentally sucks Athnar into itself and begins to dissolve him.
Oh, that's not good.
You have like 1 or 2 turns to come and get me, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, I get attacked. Isn't that automatically 2 fails?
It's gonna give you since it's not technically attacking you, I'm going to give it an automatic fail at the top of your turn. And then you have to roll again to see if you get another fail. So it is rolling 1d20 plus 4, and just kind of leans out with a pseudopod and smacks the rock for 3d6 acid damage.
It's fine, guys. Don't worry.
That would be 7. Ooh! And it screeches as the acid just starts eating away at it. Acid seems to be most effective. Sir Lancelot, what do you do?
Sorry, I mute myself. Can I try to pull the guy out?
If you move close enough, you can grab Athenar before the cube starts dissolving him.
I'll step in. My long arms.
Come on. Marcus.
Has to be athletics, I imagine.
Yes. Alright, you grab him up,
Nice.
you pull him there, the rock is still looking very hungry and interested. You hear Glabigal saying to your mouth, I didn't notice him! Sorry!
I'm gonna step back and pull him to safety.
And the rock gets an attack of opportunity on you.
Good. That just hits.
It's kind of strikes its beak against against your back shoulder as you pull Athnar to safety.
And I'm going to retaliate with my bonus action because of Unwavering Mark.
Ah,
I can make an attack with advantage on if he attacks any creature and does damage.
including a
Whatever
reaction.
it means.
Nice.
And it does an extra damage equal to half of my level. So, bop. I assume that misses.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Ooh.
Oh wait, did you get advantage on that?
I do. I do have advantage. Right?
Okay, then yes.
So that's 18 damage total.
It's
And that
not as much as
That's
you would hope. You look at it and you realize you didn't do as much damage as you thought you did.
that's 3 more marks of that left. Because that strike is a special resource.
Yeah, Jim Jar kind of reaches over and says, "Hey, Athar, wake up! Come on! You have to wake up now. The cube accidentally ran over you, and the rock is trying to eat you. You gotta get up. Gotta get up." And we'll do healing word for 6 on you, Athnar.
Great, I'm a target again.
Draco,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Alrighty then. I will. I really don't have anything that could really hit at.
That's right. It's no longer flying. Sorry, I forgot to take that mark off of it. It landed to kill. Well, attempt to kill Athnar.
Oh, that's even better then. I will try to grab it, and use inflict wounds.
All right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
Actually, before you say that, I would like to use my guided strike.
I think you had to say that beforehand.
Nope.
Uh,
See the roll, and before you say if it hits or
Dick's
misses.
choice. Okay, after you see the roll. Okay, before the DM says whether the attack hits or misses. Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
So you gain +10 to the bonus. Yeah. I'll give that to you.
Ooh.
It squeals and turns towards you as you do that. Emunette, your turn.
I sent you a tell.
What? Oh.
I sent you a whisper.
Yeah. I think you need to be very close to do that.
I know, I'm still asking.
And yeah, but you really want to GM whisper that too.
Well, I tried. Well, she will then. Are you allowing her to do that?
Yeah. So next time you might want to consider GM whispering the.
Sorry.
No. It's just that if you're trying to hide something, you really don't want anybody else to see. It's like GM whispering. This is good way to go.
I just fucked it up. I clicked the wrong thing.
That's
So
okay.
anyway, she's gonna still do what she's gonna do, and then oh fuck it, I don't care anymore. She's gonna lay a hand on what's his name, Athnar,
Yeah, the drow.
and she's gonna lay a hand on him and say something in Celestial. You take 4 points of healing, and then bonus action, she is going to cast Hex.
All right.
Disadvantage on Wisdom.
All right. Kurt.
Kurt is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. And do the usual business of Hunter's Mark.
All right.
Was the rock hurt?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Yes, of course. Big guy hit it.
Is a Colossal Slayer a magical effect, or is it just extra damage?
It's just extra damage, just
Okay.
like Hunter's Mark. Yeah. This is all just my normal
right.
type of damage.
Yeah. Managed to land an arrow into a bit of its wing, and it seems to shake it out. Char, what do you wish to do?
I am going to go over here and cast healing word on Sir Lancelot.
Ooh.
Nay.
What?
And it's going away.
I thought I heard the horse again.
That's my turn.
Athnar, what would you like to do?
Um. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Shoot an arrow. Waarom niet? I'm gonna use Psychic Blades. I'm switched over to Dutch for a second, my mistake.
You should have much more hit points than that, Athnar. You should have 4 more than that. You were
Oh.
given 4 more hit points.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I
You
do.
definitely hit that.
7 of that damage is psychic, so it should go through resistance.
Yeah. So let's make it 7, and then there is
The rest is
9,
not.
which means Yeah, it's at 4. Got it. Yeah, so the rock is now looking around. What it thought was going to be an easy meal just seems to be a little bit harder. But as it flaps its wings, a burst of spores comes spilling out of its body. And let's see, it is a 15-foot, or let's see, you guys can see that. Everyone within range of where it is right now
I moved just far enough away.
has to roll a
What
Constitution
happened?
saving throw of 14. You're out of range, Star, don't worry about it. Which means
Aha.
Draco, Sir Lancelot, Kurt, Amunet, and Jimjar, and does the cube get hit with that? Let's see.
I'm a dwarf. I have advantage.
Yeah, the dwarf does not. Sorry, the cube can also get hit with that. So let's see. Constitution saving throw for Jimjar. Ooh, cool. He saved. Or throw or become poisoned. A target takes. Okay. So now I just have to roll for the cube. Ooh, no, the cube get poisoned.
Wait, can a cube get poisoned?
Yep, it's not immune to poison. It's immune to a lot of other conditions, but not poison.
So everybody takes 10?
Everybody who's poisoned, let's see, and that's they don't take poison damage yet. You take it at the start of your turn.
Okay, cool.
So you get that. Yeah. So yeah, you and the cube basically are the only two affected by that.
Jiggle,
I'm
jiggle.
having a plus
Yeah.
5 to Constitution.
Yeah. So the cube is going to take 1d10. Takes 2 points of damage, and it strikes out at the rock. Oh, it manages to hit with this acidic pseudopod. The rock screams as it takes 9 more points of sizzling damage, and the cube will attempt to resist poison again. That's 5. And does not succeed. Sir Lancelot.
Tough target. Sorry, Lance. I'm gonna drop the lance and draw my halberd. And I'm gonna get right in its face. And we're gonna strike with the halberd.
And that's a miss.
And I have a
The-
question. Because it poison damage, does that count as it doing damage to my teammates?
Yeah, it just damaged the cube with the poison.
Alright, so I can use my bonus action to do an advantage attack. I'll mark that down again. So 8 damage if it hits, which 21 I assume does.
That does. Which actually goes down to 4 damage because it's got resistance.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it again. Yeah, I'm just gonna,
Alright.
just gonna stay right there.
Yeah, Jim Jar shakes his head at all this, but he comes around wielding his scimitar, comes all the way up here to the rock. Actually, no, we can move all the way over here and flank the rock. Excellent. And says, well, let's get rid of this birdie thing, right? Right? It's a birdie thing, correct? Yeah. Let's get rid of it. And And because he's got advantage, he actually actually hits it and it takes damage. Excellent. Let's add a screech. Draco!
Yeah. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I'll take a swing at it.
Bop it.
Unfortunately, that misses.
I meant the rock, not the rock.
Emunette, what would you like to do? Oh, and also 1d10, you're poisoned. Hold on, I'll roll that. You take 3 points of poison damage.
Okie dokie.
And you said because of your blood thing, it takes also 3 damage?
Well, so that's a question that I have because it says a weapon. Attack doesn't say melee weapon, but I don't think poison
then
would.
I'm guessing no, because if that's the case, then it would be the same type and it's immune to poison, so it actually wouldn't take any.
Actually, it's not. It's necrotic damage and it's amplified, so to take the full amount and ignore any necrotic resistance.
Ooh, excellent.
But not the case here. So she will hop in and point blank. She's going to, I guess, do hex damage.
Alright.
And then she'll activate bonus act her right on one of her crossbows.
Alright.
And then attack. Nice! That's some sexy damage right there!
That's a lot of damage.
It resists both sides of it, but we'll see. Well, actually, your hand crossbow is magical, so...
It is magical.
So, but it resists into lightning, but it does take the full brunt of the magical piercing damage. But it resists the lightning, so it only takes 3 points of that. However, you're looking at it, and it is very hurt. Feathers are dropping off of it. There's this weird sludge coming out of its body, and it's just looking around, looking desperate.
She just looks at it and just starts, like, maniacally laughing.
Kurt, what would you like to do?
I have an amazingly stupid idea.
Time to do it! Woo!
I'll go over here, bonus action, I toss a mushroom at Labigal
Okay.
to make it bigger.
Okay. Oh, you're charging a big board at the Colossus Cube.
Oh.
And I just point at the rock, eat him!
Oh, I like clavicle.
Okay.
And then I move up here and
Icon's voice doesn't get any deeper.
Yeah.
Well, the voice is in your heads, so it's not affected by vocal.
no vocal cords.
Sure. What would you
Hey,
like to do?
that was only my bonus action.
Oh, okay. What's your full action then?
My full action is whack. And
Nice.
whack that. So
Alright.
that's 25, so half that.
Sure. What would you like to do?
I'm going first off Shillelagh
All right.
on my club. Come up here.
Someone found that amusing.
Apparently.
And whack it.
And boom! You have taken down the Varrock. You just basically come up behind it as it's reeling from the crossbow bolt and gazing at wonder at the much bigger gelatinous cube. And you just come around and go whack right into its back, and the whole thing just collapses in front of you. The strings were cut. It flaps one wing once and then goes still.
Kurt is just looking at Glabagool, just making a big X with his arms going, don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it!
But did you said to eat it?
No, now I can cook it. Then we eat it.
Samples first.
Samples, ingredients, same thing.
Ginger just kind of shakes his head. I really don't like the taste of rock meat. He tried feeding us that before, and he kind of looks around at the other members of the party. Yeah, it wasn't really good. It's really bad.
According to
I would
you.
like to take a couple of its feathers.
All right, roll a survival check.
Aminette's gonna go after some blood and goo and the black shit I was spewing.
Oh, I could blood and meat and you
All
can...
right, Draco, you managed to get a handful of feathers.
I'll do survival.
Can I?
You managed to
break
get
off
6.
one of the
Draco, you managed to get 6 really good feathers. Emunette, you managed to get 2 of those things that you mentioned. Kurt,
Meat.
you managed to extract 6 pounds of rock meat.
Ugh, yes.
Can I snap one of the arms off?
Roll a strength check. Yes, you snap one of the arms off. And as you guys are doing that, you start hearing footsteps in the corridor, in the cave nearby.
Well, I'm gonna just look in that direction.
Let's see. Char and Kurt, and of course my NPCs, recognize a group of rather familiar-looking individuals coming around the corridor. As far as the rest of you guys are concerned, here is what you guys see. You see a woman about somewhere in her 30s, very lovely looking, dark skin, kind of sandy, kind of slightly auburn hair, wearing a kind of, well, it's kind of darkened at this point because of the dirt down here. Tobias, can you mute? There's a lot of noise on your end, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks. With her is a human male, with longish red hair and a full beard. He kind of is dressed in some armor and has a sword over his back. He kind of grins as he sees Char and Jimjar and Kurt, but he's not really looking at the rest of you. With him is a young woman, maybe no more than 13, but she's also dressed in armor and carries a sword and a bow on her back. She kind of grins at Char and Kurt and says, took you guys long enough, and then she looks around at the others and says, oh, they're new. I guess some stuff must have happened, because there's some people I don't see. And then, from around the other side of the first woman, is a small green-skinned kind of girl, or maybe she's an adult, but she's most definitely a goblin. And she has yellow eyes. 1 second, I've got somebody to whisper. And she's just kind of like shyly leaning on the woman's side, just kind of staring at you guys. It's like, hi.
Hello, small ones.
Oh my god, you guys are fine.
Thanks, Lancelot. This will be helpful.
You're welcome.
She's just kind of staring at the arm, not knowing what to do.
So the one that takes a step forward first is the 13 is the girl that doesn't look like she's more than 13, but clearly soldier built. Which Sir Lancelot, roll a history check for me.
Don't worry. History is totally his strong suit.
Oh god!
Hey, you
Lancelot, I need you in whispers.
Okay.
Oh,
Do the thing.
Okay, you look at her, and you immediately know who this girl is. It shocks you to see her down here. You have no idea she was down here, but you suddenly realize, oh my god, this is why I'm down here. It's Princess Megan. It's the princess of Zaladin.
Oh.
She was leading because everybody in Zaladin, including the royal family, need to participate in the war effort. Even the royal heir to the throne was given command of an army when she turned 13. Basically, she was trained even longer than anyone else had, because she's basically been trained since she was, a kid. And one of the missions, she and her troops vanished. You kind of remember some little bits of talk about it, but you were kind of on your way out at that point anyway, and it didn't really register since you're a bugbear. But now that you're seeing her, it all comes flooding back. You immediately know who she is, and you have this stunning realization that this is why you're here, this is your mission, you are here to rescue a princess. Okay, she's a warrior princess, but still, she's a princess.
This will be fun.
Yeah, nobody but Char knows this. in character. I don't know if they suspect that of character, but anyway.
It hurts.
I'm laughing because I know what he. At least I should.
Yes,
I
you do
remember
know, Char. You do know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Eminette is going to slink across this wall and just keep an eye on the goblin girl.
The goblin girl's like looking nervously back at you. And she's kind of almost half hiding behind the auburn-haired woman.
Alright.
She'll like give a little wave, and she'll say in celestial greetings.
And she says something back that I guess none of you but Amunet would understand.
Odds. Well, there goes. He's going to kneel.
Char, as soon as he sees Sir Lancelot kneel, he's like, okay, yeah, I was gonna. Never mind.
Volt sees this and immediately comes to Megan's side. Are we gonna have a problem here? He asks. So the red-haired man
Sir
says that.
Lancelot, Knight of Zeladin.
Oh boy.
Charles just stepped forward, just like, yeah, sorry I couldn't help. Sorry I couldn't stop it before he did
Megan
it.
just kind of flicking her eyes between Lancelot and Char. She says, she kind of holds up her hands and goes, shh, don't kneel, please!
Sir Lancelot, up, get up.
I stand.
Kurt is just looking at this. Then he goes,
Jim Jar just kind of looks over at Lancelot, looks over at Char, and goes, hey, why are you kneeling? What's going on? Who is this girl?
Don't
I mean,
worry about
other
it.
than Megan. I mean,
Like-
I know her name's Megan, but who is she? Who's Megan?
She's exactly what you said. That's it.
And
That's
As a
girl-
drow, how much would I get if I turned Megan into the drow embassy?
oh god. Ethnar, roll a history check.
Just curious, you know.
Afna.
Whispers.
Unless you know.
Alright, Ethnar. You look at Sir Lancelot, you look at Char, you look at Megan, you look at Volt, who you haven't met yet, who hasn't been introduced to you, and you're starting clicking, worrying together. You're not entirely sure who she is, but looking at Lancelot's reaction and looking at Char and the protectiveness, you understand that at the very least, she is of noble blood, and that because of that, she is worth a lot of money to your fellow drow. A lot of money. You would be very well paid for turning her in. Being like, you know, I can retire from adventuring and do whatever the hell I want, sort of money.
Ooh. Okay. We'll see. I need to win their trust first. You know.
Yeah.
I can't just kidnap them because they're gonna find me and murder me. I need to be smart about this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Because you got 14 charisma.
Everything's fine.
Megan just kind of looks at the meat that Kurt's holding and grimaces, and Volt just kind of sighs. And Volt, at this point, like looks around and says, "Well, hello, I'm Volt. This here is Megan. I'm kind of in charge of her protection detail at the moment. The actual woman over here nods as well, and she says, hello, I'm Holly. And I've charged myself with protecting this little one here. This is Grisdrop.
Hello.
And yes, this is where my namesake comes from." It's always been about this. I just never had a chance to actually show her off in a game before to some of you. But this is her story.
Well,
Amunet would nod and just say hello in common.
I'm
it's
gonna
great.
cautiously walk up.
Do not worry.
And you can see that Holly
I
is
will
whispering
protect
something to
Tiny
Grisdrop.
ones.
And Kristaps just kind of looking back at her and goes, I really don't know. And Holly just kind of hugs her.
Well, how have you guys been?
Well, there used to be a couple more of us, as you might have noticed. We didn't leave just the four of us coming down here, and well, Stool and Rumperdamp, sorry, I'm having difficulties with the other name, are both fine. We brought them back towards the grove. They're kind of just a bit ahead. Though they said that there seems to be something wrong with the grove. So we just have been camped out here trying to decide exactly what we're going to do.
Oh yes, Amulet said something about that.
What's wrong with the grove?
Who's
She'll
naming
step
it? And Megan immediately turns towards her. Yes, well, I'm Megan. I guess I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. And this is like, a 13-year-old girl who's talking to you like she's, an adult. And she's, being flanked by these other two people. Volt on one side and Char on the other. And Sir Lancelot, your big bar companion was kneeling to her. Yeah. There's definitely something going on here with her. You're not entirely sure why she is kneeling, but you do have the impression that she's a noble of some kind in Zaladin. Someone to show respect to.
This is gonna sound random, but out of curiosity, anybody getting married anytime soon?
What?
Roll another insight check, please, Amunet, or perhaps a perception check.
Lancelot's
we're
keeping
gonna
an
do
eye
insight.
around. So, just for any dangers. Now that
Alright.
he's got this round around. Whoa, hi.
Alright, I'm just gonna bring Sir Lancelot down to whispers. Alright, when she says that, everybody else is kind of looking confused and looking off in basic confusion. You see that the 13-year-old girl, who, she is still a child, technically, in a lot of ways, but she's, got, in terms of Zaladin, she's, old enough to fight and lead armies, but she's, too young for other stuff. And she's looking up at Volt, well, he's not looking at her at all. He's clearly, an adult, a very young adult. He's probably, no more than 19 or 20. And she's, looking up at him with great affection, let's say. If you know the type of picture I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying to be controlled about it, but clearly she has a thing for him, a girl's crush on this guy. And she's clearly thinking to herself that someday I will marry him. It's unclear why. I mean, maybe she's just been traveling with him and become attached to him or something. But clearly she's got that on her mind somewhere along the lines that maybe someday when I'm older, I will, marry this man, and who knows.
Wow.
But, clearly, you looking at him and you being from Zaladin, you know that he's clearly not a noble, and that would kind of be unlikely because, with her station, she would probably be required to at least marry somebody of noble blood. Or somebody who earned enough to get a title. Like, you, for example, you earned a title. So, it's he would be an unlikely choice. There, that's what you know from that insight and perception check. Well, perception check, really, but yeah.
Very persuasive.
So, yeah, nobody here knows anything about a wedding. And Jimjar at that point comes over towards you and says, "Huh? Wedding? What? Where did this come from?"
Don't mind me. Random question.
Do you guys still need a musician for the
What?
wedding?
Talking about random questions.
I mean, I heard the word wedding and I was like, I can play some music.
No,
There's no wedding going on.
I was curious about something, and never mind. What problems were you having with the grove?
Well, Megan continues. We don't know for certain. She's got her eyes now fixed right on you, Amunet. Our companion Stool was originally from here. And the closer we got, the more he and his other little friend, Rumpadump, basically both said that there seems to be something wrong with the grove. So we are considering going in there, but we just want to strategize some and camp out for the night. And then you guys came along after we're still trying to decide. So, safety in numbers, there's more of us, maybe it'll be better this way.
Yeah,
True.
safety numbers is a good idea.
Also a bigger target as well.
Yeah.
I'm big.
Yeah, you
Well,
are. He kind of looks
Yes,
over at
you
Sir
are.
Lancelot and nods.
We already are kind of a big target with, Red Dragon,
Ooze.
Ooze, Bugbear,
Sure.
Growl.
Where in the world did you find a red dragon, let alone tame an ooze? How the? Megan just kind of Megan goes from being an adult in spirit to suddenly being a 13-year-old girl, and is just astonished by all of this.
Car just says everything that we have that's odd. Sharp piece of flint that has a beard in it.
Wait, flint? Was that the weapon Duncan was carrying around?
Indeed it was.
Let's see. Megan will insight check this.
Yeah, they keep talking about how there's a dead thing in it.
She goes, "Holy crap! Did Duncan's soul suddenly get sucked into a piece of flint? What the hell happened?" She's now kind of ranting like a teenage girl instead of
Oh, just everything.
whatever she is.
And I'll have you know, Glabagool. I'll have you know, Glabagool over here is a well and respected part of this party.
He is.
Not.
Yeah,
Except
he
for when
definitely
he
is.
tried to... And then when he tried to eat our drow friend.
Well, to be
Everyone-
fair, Jimdar says
everyone
it is a drow. And he kind of looks over and pokes it at
Purple clap. Curtis clapping.
I noticed that the anthem is still in one of the silly elves.
Sir Lancelot, can you repeat that?
I noticed that anthem is one of the silly elves.
Yes, he is.
With the skin that is like purplish. That's weird. That's weird. It's also weird you don't have a lot of hair.
Bolt kind of looks over at Sir Lancelot and says, well, sir, you appear to have more hair than any of us, even Kurt."
Yes, it's all weird. You're all weird.
Jimdar just grins and says, yeah, well, weird is good, yeah, be as weird as you possibly can, yeah.
But
Well, are we all ready to hit a groove?
Megan shakes her
Well.
head. No, we've got a plan, especially now that you guys are here.
Oh?
She seems to have
I'd like
recovered
to hear
herself
that.
from the idea of a the little dragon and the cube. So first, Megan says, we should probably split into two groups. Some of us staying back, just in case things go south and go sour, and we have to get back up. So we should figure out who is good with potentially talking to fungus people. They kind of talk in your heads, and I know some people don't like that. And for some,
That would be fine there.
and then the other woman speaks up, Holly, and says, "Well, I really don't want the kid to have to face that. If we had some protection for her," and she kind of pats the goblin on the head. If we had some protection for her, keeping her back would be good. And the little girl, the young girl, just kind of smiles a little and says, "I'll be fine, Holly. I promise." And she kind of glances over towards Amunet for a moment, and then back up at Holly.
It's where you need me. I can go there and be a benefit, or I could stay with her.
Jimger says,
I am.
"Oh, go ahead."
I'm Kurt. I speak. I can.
You keep cutting off, Kurt. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Is it? So like, I can go talk.
You're constantly cutting in and out.
Yep.
Um, how about now?
Seems better.
Right. I'll go talk to the shrooms. I can do that. I'll bring Glabacle.
That's the big mushroom. Not mushroom. That's the big cube thing, isn't it? Megan asks.
I throw one of the shrinking shrooms into it.
And he suddenly zips back to normal size.
Yeah.
So Megan looks around again and was like, well, Kurt's volunteering to go talk to them. Not sure how happy they'd be to see a cube wandering into their grove. I mean, I imagine it'll be eating everything that it touches, and what we saw already is that there's mushrooms everywhere. I mean, little ones all over the floor. That cube, probably going to be a problem.
That's their problem. I mean,
We
Consider-
might want to be more diplomatic about it, Kurt, she points out. Like, not start a war if there's not a problem for it, or who knows what kind of mushrooms that thing's gonna suck up into its body after you threw a mushroom into it and it shrank some.
yeah, mushrooms are great.
Efnor will step in. How about I can go talk to them? I can be pretty persuasive. I mean, I don't know how they would feel about talking to a drow, but if they're open to it, I'm pretty sure I can get them to, like, at least let us
I
pass.
feel like they would be. I feel like they would, react the same way as everyone else talking to a drow. Poorly.
I mean, I can be very friendly.
I am not. But I still would like to go up, maybe, and check things out just briefly. I feel there. I need to go.
And Holly nods and says, I should go too. I feel that I'm needed here. Perhaps the fellow cleric, and she looks down over here, with his dragon companion, can stay here with the child. And the cube, perhaps. She's looking right at Draco. Loyal, you here? Loyal, you muted.
Push to talk?
Loyal.
I hope he's alright. We can touch on that again in 2 weeks for the next session. So at this point, Holly is encouraging for Grishdrop to stay behind. Megan has suggested the cube probably shouldn't go in there. Holly wants to go in there. Megan clearly wants to go in there. Vault is sticking with Megan. And Net says she wants to go in there.
I'll
Let's
join
go.
them. They need someone.
Jim Jar decides
diplomatic.
he is staying there. Kurt, are you going or are you staying?
Kurt just looks at Glabagool like, you play nice, alright? I'll be back.
I can't let anything happen to this precious child.
Yeah. So, this is where we will stop for this week. And we'll be back again in its normal time 2 weeks from now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.